And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Carter Field right here in the sweet potato capital of the world, Vardaman, Mississippi. This is Mitchell Johnson along with David Barnett and Adam Gore up on top of the press box here tonight. And we're excited, David, about bringing the first round of the North Half 1A playoffs here from Vardaman tonight.
You know, Mitchell, I was with y'all last week when they was down at Montgomery County. During halftime, y'all wanted me to come over and talk a little bit about the Vardaman Rams. And, you know, I've been to every game except for one, and I should have went to that one, but it was a little far off. I didn't want to go. They were really impressive this year. I mean, they got a lot of weapons, lots of weapons, you know, and a lot of depth on this team. And that's what a lot of people don't realize is that there is so much depth here. You know, everybody says Odie this, Odie that, but it's just not one player anymore. You know, it's a lot of people on that team there.
Absolutely, and as our fans are well aware of, these homestanding Rams of Vardaman coming in tonight with an unblemished 11-0 record on this 2000 season. French Camp is coming in at 8-3 this year, and they are from Region 2-1A. And the French Camp Panthers feature an explosive big play type offense that can put up some big numbers quickly. What does that sound familiar, David?
Well, last week I went down to Ethel and seen Duran and Ethel play, and I think there were some that went to French Camp and seen them in Greenwood St. Joe play, or Greenville St. Joe, whichever one that is. And they said that French Camp was real fast. They had a lot of speed on that team. They said they had a good wide receiver, good running back, and the quarterback could throw the ball. So I'm looking at them putting the ball in the air. Vardaman really hadn't been tested that well at throwing this year, except against Smithville, whenever Tipton was at quarterback there and he could throw the ball. And I feel like they're going to be tested here tonight on them airing it out.
No question about it. The Vardaman secondary defensively will be sorely tested here this evening. We do have the starters for both the visiting Panthers of French Camp Academy and the homestanding Vardaman Rams. I'm going to go over French Camp's starters with you. The visiting team, David Ray, will cover Vardaman's. Offensively now for these Panthers French Camp Academy, they will go as follows. Number 3, Kelvin Miller, running back, 170-pounder. He's a senior. Number 7, Antoine Carter, running back, 172, senior. Number 10, Wes Peacock, running back, 192, senior. Number 11, Will Jones, quarterback, starting signal caller, 160-pounder. He's a junior. Number 15, Keith Hagens, running back, 151. He's a senior. Number 54, Trip Michelson, lineman, 227, junior. Number 57, Chris Courtney, lineman, 186, junior. Number 65, Ron Goss, lineman, 202. He's a junior. 67, Terry Ward, lineman, 191, junior. Number 75, Derek McNutt, lineman, 278, sophomore. And rounding out your starters offensively for the visiting Panthers this evening will be number 85, Zach Comazar. He is a running back, 158-pounder, and he's a freshman. Now here's David with Vardaman starters.
We got number 1, Brian West, quarterback, 185 pounds, and he is a freshman. We got number 3, Tony Shaw, running back, 170 pounds, and he's junior. Number 5, Travis Pratt, wide receiver, 160 pounds. He is a senior. Number 8, Ryan Springer, tight end, 175 pounds. He's also a senior. Number 9, Odie Armstrong, running back, 210 pounds, senior. Got number 34, Jason Mims, running back, 185 pounds. He's sophomore. Number 55, Justin Holloway, tackle, 280 pounds, senior. Number 60, Brian Penick, guard, 190 pound, junior. Number 62, Amos Tudor, center, 175 pound, senior. Number 68, Taylor Stinnett, tackle, 230 pound, senior. Number 74, John Mark Berry, guard, 250 pounder, and he is also a senior. So that'll round out your starting offense for the Vardaman Rams.
David, an interesting point to be made this year. Vardaman has scored 603 points, either offensively, defensively, on special teams. They've only allowed their opponent on the total season now 54 points this year.
That's right, Mitchell. You know, and that's we were talking about that earlier, and what I have seen is a lot of those points were scored on the second and third string defense, and the first string defense has maybe had 14 to 21 points, something like that, scored on them, and most of those points came at the Smithville game.
Vardaman's averaging something like 55 points per game, and that's astounding, whether it be 1A football all the way up to NFL, no question about that.
That's right, Mitchell, and I think, I'm not real sure, and don't quote me on this, but I think it's like number 2 or number 3 in the state as of right now.
I think that's correct. We're about 10 or 11 minutes away from our scheduled 7:30 kickoff time here tonight. Normally, 1A schools throughout the state started off at 7 p.m. this season, but this being a playoff game, they did move the time back 30 minutes to 7:30. David, I grew accustomed to the early 7 p.m. kickoff. I really like starting ball games at 7 o'clock.
Oh, I did too. I could get home, I could get lay down in the bed and watch the Friday Night Fever or whatever, but tonight it may be a little bit of a different story there. I may not get home in time to see it, but I like getting here at 7 o'clock. I like those earlier games. Get here, get it done, go to the house.
Again, that is David Barnett. I'm Mitchell Johnson, and Adam Gore minding the camera duties tonight up here on top of the press box. We will have another camera running as well sideline with Mr. William Morgan, so he'll be doing some mixing back at the studio tonight to try to bring you fans some crowd shots and some field level play views as well. So stay tuned. You're watching Vardaman Ram playoff action on TV7, TV 34, your local sports connection. Join us back in just a moment. Welcome back to Carter Field here from Vardaman, Mississippi. We are having the meeting of the captains at midfield this evening with captain duties for Vardaman. Tonight will be Odie Armstrong, John Mark Berry, Travis Pratt, and Ryan Springer. Going to have the initial game coin toss, and the wind has picked up quite briskly here up on top of the press box area. David, I don't know if I wore quite enough clothes here tonight.
Ooh, I hear you, Mitchell. It is cold up here right now. It's been a long time since I've done this. You know that. So y'all just have to bear with me a little bit.
Last Thursday night. That's a real long time.
Oh, well, that was just a little sneak peek.
little commentary,
little sneak peek.
All right. Again, Mitchell Johnson along with David Barnett and Adam Gore bringing you the first round of the North Half 1A state playoffs from Carter Field in Vardaman. Vardaman Rams are hosting the French Camp Academy Panthers. Vardaman has won the toss. They have elected to receive. So we'll start this evening's action with the Panthers of French Camp kicking off to the Rams of Vardaman. David, got a lot of SEC action on tap this weekend. A couple of key matchups in our neck of the woods in the Magnolia State as Alabama will travel to Starkville, take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. What's your take on that game?
Well, we talked about that earlier. Mississippi State usually, when they play a team they're supposed to beat, they usually don't. So, I hope State wins, but I really don't know, Mitchell. It's going to be a tough one to call. If their defense shows up, Mississippi State defense shows up, they shouldn't have no problem with them.
LSU will be at Oxford taking on the Rebels of Ole Miss as well.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. I don't know. I hope Ole Miss there again. It's hometown cooking, so I'm going to say Ole Miss.
Georgia at Auburn.
Georgia.
Vanderbilt at Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Arkansas at Tennessee.
Tennessee.
South Carolina at Florida.
That's going to be a good game, but they are playing in the swamp, so I'm going to say Florida Gators.
That's right. I'll agree with you on that one as well. In case you fans don't know, David has been a lifelong Mississippi State fan and a Florida Gator fan. I've gone with Mississippi State and Tennessee. And we had the arrival of the homestanding 11-0 Rams of Vardaman, making their way through their breakaway banner, coming to the near sideline. You hear the cowbells in the background. Large contingent of Ram support here on the homestand side, braving the cold weather tonight to hopefully cheer their Rams on to a first round North Half playoff victory against these French Camp Academy Panthers. Well, now we'll have our playing of our national anthem, so stay with us.
Sung by Mr. Tony Adams.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare upon bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave?
Huge round of applause going up at the conclusion of the singing of our national anthem. Again, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Playoff action coming your way this evening from Carter Field at Vardaman, Mississippi, as the Rams are hosting the 8-3 French Camp Academy Panthers. Vardaman, of course, coming in undefeated at 11-0. David, you talked about this last Thursday night over Montgomery County. I think only one team in the history of Vardaman football has gone undefeated in the regular season. That was about in 75. Is that correct?
You know, I think it was in 75, but, Mitchell, I don't think they won as many games. I think it was like 10-0 or something like that, or maybe 9-0, 10-0, but I don't think it was 11-0. This is the first team in the school history that has went 11-0, I believe.
That is an amazing feat. Back deep to receive. The opening game kick for the Rams will be Greg Horton and Travis Pratt. Teeing the ball up for the Panthers will be Jason Rogers, the kicker, 178-pounder. He's a senior. Coaching staff for French Camp Academy this year consists of Bruce Hoskett, Larry Courtney, Harry Eskew, Paul Courtney, Todd Hearn, and Tony Wicker. Coaching staff of Vardaman consists of Mark Bray, Greg Pepper, and Greg Haynes. These fans are on their feet awaiting the opening game kick here. Excitement is in the air, and the game is underway. It's going to be a shank on the near side. It's going to be caught, and the penalty marker is down. The ball.
No, Mitchell, they kicked off from what, the 40? 45.
It's going to be marked at the 40. Well, it went out of bounds. It's laying right now around the 48-yard line in Vardaman territory. So it did go about 12 yards, and we have a discrepancy right off the bat. We have a meeting of the head of directors there. I'm sure they're able to pick out. Adam got a close-up of them there. The Zebras trying to sort this one out already.
We got a penalty on French Camp.
You know, Mitchell, I think when he caught the ball, he caught it on the other side of the 50-yard line and ran across. I believe that's the way it was.
Okay.
He caught it on the other side of the 50. Maybe that's what they're looking at.
All right. Lengthy delay.
I don't know. They're still discussing it. I don't know, but I believe that's what had happened. He caught the ball on the other side of the 50, which would be the French Camp 50 side, on their side of the 50-yard line.
You may be right, David. I tell you what, you got to like the thinking of this French Camp Academy coaching staff, though. An onside kick right off the bat, why not?
That's right.
You know, it's worth a try anyway.
That's right. You know, and if you'll remember back in the Smithville game, Smithville tried that and it worked for them.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure they probably watched that film and they said, well, let's try it right off the bat.
Absolutely.
Maybe,
That's exactly right.
Catch them off guard.
Vardaman will have possession of the football. It'll be 1st and 10 Rams operating from their own 47-yard line. Great field position to start their initial series. 1st and 10 will go Vardaman as they work their way up to the line of scrimmage. Brian Rest up under center. Sets an offset, 2 men eye in the backfield. Man in motion from right to left is Ryan Springer. West with a long snap count. West with a give to Armstrong left side. He's got daylight, and he is dragged down around the 45-yard line. Nice opening play run on a part of Odie Armstrong, running back 210. He is the senior. Give him about 7 on the pickup. Bring up a second down here in the long 3 to go for the first.
You know, Mitchell, that opened up real good on the left side of the line there. Looks like, you know, they opened a hole up in there. And if they do that all night, if French Camp don't stop that, it's going to be a long night for them.
I agree. It'll be 2nd, and we'll call it 4. 2nd and 4 to go for the first. Timeout on the field called by the French Camp Academy Panthers. That's their first here in the first half of play. They'll have 2 available. Just underway here with 30 seconds ticked off the time clock in the first quarter of play. There's no score. Adam, we got a list of sponsors anywhere you know anything about. We'll go over with you if we can track them down. If not, maybe William could add the sponsorship at the studio tonight when he mixes the sideline footage along with the press box footage here. David Barnett has got a binder there, folder. Perhaps there are some sponsors in there. Grisani Rebel Motors in Oxford, Classic Exteriors in Houston, Pylan Wholesale Furniture in Pylan, Calhoun Apparel in Calhoun City. We'll get to some more when we have the opportunity. Second down here, and about a long 3, a short 4 to go for the first for the Rams, their initial opening drive. As Brian West checks about a 4-man front defensively for the Panthers. The give goes to Horton up the gut. He's got daylight at the 30. It's a foot race now. It's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Vardaman. That was Jason Mims. Jason Mims with a carry, 185. He's a sophomore. Mims just found a crease, and it was Katie bar the door.
You know, Mitchell, we had talked about that before the game. You know, I told you, I said that they were going to be keying on Odie a lot tonight, and if they did, what was going to happen? Jason Mims was going to carry it up the middle, or either they was going to dump it out in the flat on him. And that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly right. Big play for the Rams. They take the early lead at 6-0. Guerrero on to attempt the PAT. Snap is back, hold is down. The kick is up. He's got the distance. And it's no good wide right. Guerrero misses the first extra point attempt of the evening. Your score with 11:22 remaining in the first quarter of play. Vardaman 6, French Camp 0. Now we'll continue with our sponsor list since we have the opportunity to do so. They include Ward's Shortstop in Vardaman, Mount Supermarket in Vardaman, Fred's Pharmacy, Calhoun City and Vardaman, Merchants and Farmers Bank, Bruce, TDS Telecom, Calhoun City, Treasures Jewelry, located in the Oxford Mall, Custom Coverage and Insurance in Bruce, Bonnie's Pageant and Formal Wear, Bruce, Bucks One Stop, Calhoun City, Hunter's Hollow in Oxford, Warehouser Company, Bruce, Kelwood Company, Kelwood Factory Outlet, and the Gold Exchange in Calhoun City, Union Planters Bank in Calhoun City as well, another proud sponsor of Ram playoff action here from Carter Field tonight. Back deep to receive the kick for the Panthers will be Antoine Carter, as well as Keith Higgins. Odie Armstrong approaches the ball, and the kick is away. It's with Scribber on the right side. They'll roll down around the 15-yard line and roll out of bounds at that point. So we'll see what the coaching staff for the 8-3 French Camp Academy Panthers elect to do in this situation. They can't have the Rams re-kick the ball 5 yards deeper. The officials are discussing the Panther options with the captain on the field here. In this case, Keith Higgins. They're going to take the ball, I think.
No, they're going to re-kick it.
Maybe not.
They are going to re-kick it.
They'll be kicking from the 35-yard line this time around.
You know, the coach on the other side, Mitchell, he was waving all the way. He was wanting to re-kick this thing. I'm going to tell you what, now, if Odie gets his foot into that ball, he's going to probably wish he hadn't have done that.
These deep backs to receive the kick have moved up to around their own 15-yard line. They don't know what we know, David. No question about that. Thank you, Adam. Adam just throwing some thin select gloves over here my way. David Ray and I will fight over before the night's over, I'm sure.
Illegal procedure against the Rams, 5-yard penalty, a re-kick.
Tony Shaw re-teeing the ball for Vardaman. David, I understand if the Rams are victorious tonight, they'll be facing either Ware or Smithville next weekend. Is that correct?
That's right, at Ware or Smithville.
All right. Shaw approaches the ball, and the kick is away. Going to be fielded around the 23-yard line. And this is going to be Keith Higgins on the return, cross field. He's got some daylight now, trying to follow a block, and he is finally leveled around the 37-yard line. Pretty good special teams coverage as far as that Rams special teams unit is concerned. And on the stop for the Rams will be John Harden. He's a junior 175-pounder.
This running back that they've got that French Camp has is number 7. I'll tell you what, Mitchell, from the highlights that I seen last week on the, I forget which channel it was, but the highlights that I seen, you know, he looked real good against Greenwood St. Joe, or Greenville St. Joe, I believe is what it is. And he looked real good against them.
Oh, absolutely. He can. He's very deadly, no question about that.
Your quarterback for the Panthers.
This is going to be Will Jones up under center and puts the man in motion out of the backfield. Going to the right side. Jones drops, wants to throw on first down. Pass over the middle is intercepted. Pickoff on the part of John Harden.
You know, John Harden has really come alive this year. He's intercepted a lot of passes. And you throw over that middle, you better be on target. If you're not, John's going to pick it off on him.
I agree. John Harden's done an outstanding job in that defensive secondary this year. He's also a big playmaker offensively as well. Rams are back in business, 1st and 10. They'll be operating from their own 46, 47-yard line. Clock is 11:08 and stopped. The score is Vardaman 6, French Camp 0 here in the early going.
1st and 10 Rams. from their own 47-yard line.
West breaks huddle and works his team up to the line of scrimmage. It's that offset two-man eye in the backfield. Looks at about a 4-3 defensive alignment for the Panthers. West wants to throw on first down as well. Passes away. It's going to be caught. Great grab on the part of Jason Mims. And Mims is leveled around the 38-yard line. Mims had the touchdown a few moments ago. Made the great grab that time. Moved the ball into Panther territory.
You know, Mitchell, that's that pass I was telling you about earlier that they throw out into the flat to Jason Mims. You know, these guys, if they keep keying so much on Odie Armstrong, and I know, you know, we keep saying that a lot, but if they keep keying on him, they're going to eat him up all night with that play.
It'll be 1st and 10 as the chain crew move the sticks. Rams have a fresh set of downs to operate with here, operating from Panther territory around the 38, 39-yard line. Brian West up under center, pitch sweep going to Odie Armstrong, penalty marker down. Armstrong's at the 35 and twists and turns his way down to the 30 before he's taken down at that point. And on the stop defensively for the Panthers was Bradley Sanders.
We're going to have an illegal procedure on this one, Mitchell. The wide out on this side, he moved before the ball was snapped.
Okay, and you are correct, David Barnett, in your assessment. And that should be a 5-yarder marked off against the Rams here. There will not be a loss of down, however. It'll still be first down, but with 15 now to go for another first.
5-yard penalty, bring up 1st and 15 for the Rams.
And move the ball back to the 43-yard line, still operating from Panther territory. Quarterback Bryant, I'm sorry.
They got somebody in there that I hadn't seen in a while. They got John Harden at wide out on the other side over there.
They certainly do. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Rams. Quick give up the middle, going to Trent Edmondson. Edmondson bulldozes his way down the 25-yard line. Great piece of running on Edmondson's part. Should be enough, will be enough to justify yet another Ram first down.
You know, Mitchell, I was watching the other side over there. Joe, he looked like he was wanting to run with him on the other side over yonder with carrying the chains.
His father, Joe Edmondson David, is speaking of there. We're part of the chain crew tonight here at Carter Field. 1st and 10 will go the Rams from the Panther 25. Brian West working with the same offensive set. Now the Panthers are showing a 5-man front with a 3-man linebacker core, 53 defense for French Camp. This is Odie Armstrong trying to find daylight, twisting, turning, penalty marker down, still on his feet, finally gang tackle by a host of Panthers. We have a couple of flags down, I think. I had to wait and get the...
This could be anybody's guess here because there was a lot of jerseys flying out there.
It certainly will be. It's going to be holding against Vardaman.
Holding on the Rams.
And that'll be a 10-yard penalty working against the Rams here.
You know, they're shooting themselves in the foot here early, Mitchell, and it usually don't happen that way. I don't know. Maybe they're a little nervous or something. I don't know what's going on with them right now.
Could be. There could be a little on the anxious side as well. You never know, but the penalty is declined. It'll be 2nd and 12 here facing the Rams.
I don't know about that call.
I don't either.
I'll tell you. I don't know about that one.
Clock winding down to just under 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
But there again, Mitchell, I didn't know about them wanting to kick it off again before, so I don't know.
6-0 your score. Rams out in front. Pitch sweep on the near side going to Armstrong. He's at the 30, trying to find a block. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. Tight ropes it down the sideline and finally ran out of bounds inside the 15-yard line, I think. Probably going to mark it around the 13 if I had to guess. And that's going to be yet another Ram first down.
Somewhere around the 14-yard line, Mitchell.
Wow. Rams getting him in chunks now, doing it on the ground. Did get a nice pass a moment or two ago, however, from Brian West to Jason Mims for a big yardage pickup. 1st and 10 will go the Rams from the 13 of French Camp Academy. West with a give to Mims on the left side. Minimal pickup on that carry. We'll give him a yard or two at best. Bring up your 2nd down here. Give him maybe 3 on the carry. Bring up a 2nd down here. We'll call it 7 to go for the first. 2nd and 7 facing the Rams here. Double subs coming in for Vardaman as Tony Shaw checks into the contest, as does Trent Edmondson re-enters the game. Travis Pratt will get the breather on the near sideline. Clock is on the move now with 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the opening stanza. Rams on the drive here. Wind's getting very swift up here on top of the press box. Armstrong with the carry, right side. He's at the 10 and falls forward to about the 8, I think, before he's upended at that point. Pretty good gang tackling going on as far as the Panthers are concerned. You can credit Bradley Sanders with a hand in the stop. It's a senior 140-pounder DB. Bring up your 3rd down here and about 6 to go for the first down.
Gain of 1, 3rd down 6 for the Rams.
Travis Pratt re-enters the contest. It brings in the coaching staff instructions from the Vardaman coaching staff. Rams threatening deep in Panther territory to put the second score on the board tonight. 3rd and 6 for Vardaman. Pratt passes in the air. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for Travis Pratt. Pretty well defended back there in the left corner of the end zone.
You know, it could have went either way, Mitchell. If they had thrown a flag, it could have went either way on that one. It was good coverage out there.
Certainly was. Brian West just put it up in the air in the left corner of the end zone, waited for Travis Pratt to run under it there, but off target just a bit. Bring up your 4th down here, and 6 yards to go. Of course, Rams going for it deep in Panther territory. That's West. Sets a full house backfield this time. Wing T to the right side. Give goes to Mims up the gut there. He's driving toward the end zone. Did he get in? He's close. Officials are not indicating touchdown yet.
Mims on the carry.
On the 3.
Actually, it's going to be marked, as you're correct, David, around the 3-yard line.
That should be a first down.
I believe that will move the sticks.
It's going to be mighty close.
It's going to be 1st and goal now, I think. They're going to mark it, I believe.
I can't tell over there on the other side how close it, but I believe they've gotten it. But maybe a football.
It's going to be close, no doubt about that. Clock shows 8 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Vardaman 6, French Camp 0. Again, some more of tonight's fine sponsors include Ward Shortstop in Vardaman, Mountain Supermarket Vardaman, and the Union Planters Bank in Calhoun City.
Buy football.
Buy football. David, you've got some eagle eyes up here. I'll have to hand it to you.
I had some help over here with a camera.
1st and goal for the Rams, knocking on the door deep in Panther territory from the 3. Rams break huddle and work their way up to the line of scrimmage as Brian West sits at full house in the backfield. Give goes to Armstrong left side, trying to find a block. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Vardaman. Artie Armstrong got the call from about 3 yards away, and he hit pay dirt, making it a 12-0 contest. I guess that score was 7 minutes and 57 seconds showing remaining in the first quarter. I believe the Rams may go for the 2-point conversion attempt here, David. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, they definitely going for 2 here because Coach Brady wants that extra point back.
Ball will be marked around the 3-yard line. Vardaman 12, French Camp nothing. Here in the early going.
Rams go for 2.
West wants to throw. Pass right side is caught by Mims. He's in there. Good grab on the part of Jason Mims. He's a running back, sophomore, 185-pounder. They get the extra point back they missed a moment or two ago.
Now we got a penalty flag on
flag down. You're right. In the
more than likely, this is probably going to be unsportsmanlike.
Score stands on the scoreboard now. Vardaman 14, French Camp nothing.
Unsportsmanlike against them, probably, Mitchell. Against French Camp. I say them, French Camp. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I think everybody knows we're pretty much biased up here tonight. Not too many French Camp people are viewing TV7, I wouldn't think. Adam's raising his hand.
We're going to toss him off the back here. I see that now.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a long way to the ground back here, too.
Yeah, it is. I'm sitting here in this folding chair just praying this rascal doesn't topple sometime here tonight because I'm going to be doing some scratching.
With that east wind coming, it may just do that, too, because it's blowing right in your face.
As will be the call, unsportsmanlike conduct against French Camp. Touchdown stands. Vardaman 14, French Camp 0. Some other teams, or local teams, in playoff action tonight. David, Calhoun City in playoff action tonight on the road at Durant.
They got a tough one too, Mitchell. I'm going to tell you. You know, I wish all the luck to Calhoun City and I hope they come out on top. But Durant is a tough team. And, you know, by far they're the best team out of that region down there.
They are solid, no question about that. They are undefeated as well as these Vardaman Rams, 11-0 on the year. We talked a lot last Thursday night about the possibility of Vardaman and Durant meeting up in the playoffs as the two best teams in the state, you know, both in North Half. So, I mean, I understand the South Half in the 1A division is pretty weak this year. Is that correct?
Well, that's from what I understand they are, but you don't ever know. I mean, anybody can be beat on any given night.
Right.
And these guys, Vardaman has really played too hard not to go all the way this year. But then again, you know, they're going to take they're saying they're going to take one game at a time, and that's the best attitude they can have going into these playoffs.
You really can't overlook anybody. That's exactly right, because all the bad teams are home playing basketball this weekend or whatever, about to play basketball.
Yeah, you know, really there's no bad teams out there. Every team plays as hard as they can, plays as good as they can, you know, and it's just some teams that's better than others.
Right. And the best teams are in the playoffs. No
Exactly.
question about that. And the kick is away from the 45-yard line. That's going to sail deep into the end zone, be an automatic touchback there. They got to kick the ball from the Panther 45 after the penalty infraction. And French Camp will be in business, 1st and 10 from their own 20 to start their second offensive series of the evening. I'm sure the coaching staff of the Panthers would like nothing better to get the ball down the field and try to do some catching up on the scoreboard. They trail Vardaman by some 14 points here in the first quarter of play.
You know, that's right. And they hadn't had but one offensive play, and that was the pass a while ago, you know, over the middle where John Harden intercepted it.
That's exactly right.
So, you know, I still feel like they're going to air it out. You know, they're going to have to.
They're definitely a passing-oriented team, no question about that. Lone setback in the backfield. Quarterback with a give to the first man through. He's got some running room now. This is Kelvin Miller. Miller, it's a foot race. He's at the 50. He's at the 40, being chased. He's at the 30, finally dropped around the 28-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle was made by Greg Horton for Vardaman. And there you go, David.
Well, you know, I was wrong. I said they had to air it out. They don't. They can keep it on the ground and run this thing. You know, I said that these boys had some speed on there, and he just showed it then.
Oh, no question about it. That was Kelvin Miller, running back, senior 170-pounder. He got a crease up the middle, and it was off to the races.
Panthers from around 28.
That'll move the ball all the way down to the Vardaman 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers from that point.
You know, they can't play that pass all night now. They're gonna have to watch these running backs too.
Will Jones up under center, puts in man in motion from left to right in Carter. Pitch sweep goes to Carter. Right side is at the 30, at the 25. He is hammered down. They're on the 22-yard line. Hard hit being applied that time by John Harden. John's played an outstanding game here so far here tonight for the tackle that time, but not until a pickup of about 6 yards was manufactured. It'd be second down here for the Panthers and about 4 to go for the first. Christian Rojas checks in offensively for French Camp with the coaching staff instructions from across the way.
You know, I talked to Coach Bray earlier this week, and he said that these guys have got so many different formations that it's hard to keep up with them.
Well, evidently so, because they've thrown a lot at Vardaman so far here tonight. Inside give goes to Antoine Carter, and Carter's going to be hit along the line of scrimmage. Minimal gain on that carry. He was hit by a host of Vardaman Rams. And on the stop defensively for Vardaman was Taylor Stennett. Stennett's a tackle, 230-pounder. He's a senior. Third down, and we'll call it 3 to go for the first now. 3rd and 3 facing French Camp here. Jones, your starting signal caller. He's a junior 160-pounder. It's a lone setback in the backfield. Wideouts left and right. Wideout in motion now from left to right. Jones wants to throw in the pocket. Pass over the middle is going to be incomplete. Intended for Antoine Carter. In with the coverage for Vardaman was Odie Armstrong, senior 210-pounder. Bring up your 4th down here for the Panthers. And again, about 3 to go. Really, David, I think there's no option here. What do you think?
You know, Mitchell, the way this coach is done, I really don't know. But I think that, you know, if it was me, I would just, let's go for it.
Absolutely.
Shoot. We down here around the 20-yard line. I mean, you got to go for it. You down 14 to nothing.
That's right. Even though it is in the first quarter of play, you get behind too much too fast, and they'll be playing catch-up ball all night long. 4th and about 3 here for the Panthers. Same set offensively. Give goes to Carter, left side, trying to get some daylight. He's at the 20. He's hammered down around the 23, and that's going to be well shy of first down yardage.
He had nowhere to go there. The defense read that play all the way. You know, so they've watched a lot of this film now. I'm telling you, they kind of know what they're doing, but, you know, they just caught them off guard a while ago up the middle, and maybe that was a play that they haven't seen before, but that play there, they had it well scouted.
Absolutely. A 4th down attempt for the Panthers was unsuccessful. That'll be a turnover on downs here. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams, operating from their own 23-yard line. As Brian West sets it offset, 2-man eye in the backfield, wideouts left and right. Here goes to Armstrong on the left side, trying to find running room. He is hit hard in there and gang tackled by a host of Panthers. Nice gang tackling going on that time as far as French Camp is concerned, David.
You know that's right, Mitchell. I was counting them there. They had 1 still standing, so it had to be 10 on top of him.
And on the stop for the Panthers was Ivan Bure. Again, the senior 146-pounder, defensive back defensively. Pickup of maybe 1 or 2. We'll call it 2. Bring up a second down here and 8 to go for Vardaman. We're in the first quarter of play. Clock is at 5:25 and counting. 14-0 your score. Rams out in front. West checks about a 4-man front for the Panthers. Passes way too high over the outstretched hands of Melvin Pierce. Pierce is a junior 160-pounder wide receiver. And West just sailed it too high that time.
You know, they have used that play a lot this year too, Mitchell, where they throw it out wide out there, and he's one-on-one, you know, and so anything can happen when they do that.
They bring up a third down here. Possession play facing Vardaman. Third and about 8 to go for the first.
Third down 8 for the Rams.
West with a give to Armstrong. He's at the 30-yard line. It's almost forward and is down to around the 32 or 33. I think it's going to be a little shy, David. What do you think?
Yeah, if he hadn't a trip there, Mitchell, I think he kind of just slipped a little bit, and the momentum didn't carry him far enough. His knee touched the ground before he got there.
They'll bring up a fourth down here for the Rams and about 2 to go for the first. Punting situation operating from their own 32-yard line for the Rams. First punt by either team so far here tonight. Back deep to receive the punt for the Panthers will be Keith Higgins. He's a senior 151-pounder. And back to boot it away for the Rams will be Odie Armstrong. Armstrong gets a high snap down and gets the kick away. Spiral on the near side. Going to sail and take several Vardaman rolls and finally sail out of bounds around the 33-yard line.
Well, it's going down there about another 2 or 3 steps there.
Turned out to be a pretty decent punt, David, on the part of Odie Armstrong. I didn't think it was going to be initially. I thought it was coming up here with us on the press box. But they got a nice spiral on it. Got some pretty good yardage out of it. It'll be first and 10 for the Panthers from around their own 33.
Yeah, I'd hate for it to came up here and you try to catch it and just fall over backwards in this chair.
Oh, absolutely not. Don't see it happen.
Of course, I want everybody to know that he's making me stand up and he's sitting down.
Well, I offered him the chair, folks. So, what, you know, if he's not going to take me up on the offer, I can't help that. It'll be first and 10 for a French camp here. No backfield formation here for the Panthers. Quarterback rolls right. This is Will Jones. Jones going to tuck it away. He is hit down around the 37-yard line. He ran a long way, David. It was east and west instead of north or south.
You know he did, and he gained about maybe 2.5 yards there. That's, I don't know.
At least he got positive yardage on the pickup.
Well, Ryan Springer was right on his heels, too. I'll tell you, he was coming around through there. If Ryan just had been a few steps faster, he'd have got him in that backfield.
That'll bring up a second down, as David mentioned, a pickup of 2. We'll call it 2nd and 8 here facing the Panthers. Operating from their own 36, 37-yard line now. Jones, your starting signal caller, junior 160-pounder, lone setback in the backfield. Loads trips up to the left side, 3 deep. Going to throw right side. Rocket pass is incomplete. Intended for Keith Higgins, senior 151-pounder. And David, he really had some zip behind that pass.
You know it's right, Mitchell. Throwing it that hard across there as cold as it is, you know that had to hurt those hands when it went across there.
Absolutely. Checking in offensively for the Panthers will be Christian Rojas. He's a junior, 147-pounder wide receiver. Again, one setback in the backfield. 2 wideouts to the left side, being the near side. Man in motion now will be Keith Higgins. Quarterback Jones rolls left, trying to find an open receiver downfield. Passes away underneath and is incomplete. It was intended for Kelvin Miller. Miller's a senior 170-pounder.
Now wait a minute now. We got a referee right over here that's on top of the play, but the one way over on the other side threw the flag. I don't understand this.
Are they going to call
if they did, he couldn't see that. This is a bad call if that happens.
We'll have to wait and see as the officials unscramble this one.
No, ain't no way. There's no way that can happen. They had a referee right on top of this play over here, Mitchell. I mean, he was right on top of it. He called it incomplete, and the guy all the way on the other side of the field called. He throwed the flag.
I agree with you.
I don't believe in that.
That was a bad call. I agree with you 100%.
This guy over here had a lot better view of it than that one over there, and it looked good from up here. I mean, you know, I may be biased or whatever, but that play there, that stinks.
Yeah, that was a bad call, no question about it. That'll give the Panthers an automatic first down, now operating from Vardaman territory around the 49-yard line.
If they ain't going to let them do the job, well, let's just have one referee call the whole game.
Quarterback Will Jones uses no men in the backfield and quickly calls a timeout. Saw something he didn't like. That's the second timeout here charged to French Camp in the first half of play. They'll have one available. I don't think Vardaman has used one as of yet. I'm not sure. If not, they'll still have their full 3 timeouts left. With 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play, the score is Vardaman 14, French Camp 0. Let's take a break. You're watching round playoff action on TV 7, TV 34, your local sports connections. Back in a moment. First and 10, back to action here with 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. First and 10 will go the Panthers from the Vardaman 48-49 yard line. Jones, option on the left side. Pitch back going to Antoine Carter. Carter's in trouble. Going to be hammered down. He is hit hard in there. Or on the 47-yard line.
Jonathan Denley.
Big hit defensively, as David said on the part of Jonathan Denley. He's a junior 190-pounder. David, there's a major league lick being applied by Denley that time.
You know, Jonathan has really come along this year. In about the middle of the season, he has really started popping that stuff, boy. And he showed you right there the reason he plays that outside defensive end.
Oh, that was a monster NFL level lick that time. To be second down here for the Panthers. And what looks to be maybe 14 or 15 now to go for the first. We'll call it 15. Second 15 facing French Camp here. Operating around their own 46-yard line out to the loss. Will Jones now with no men in the backfield. Going to throw it. Rolls right. Looking. Long passes down the field. He's got a man. He's got a interception. This is Travis Pratt on the INT for the Rams. He is finally brought down on the 32-yard line. Great pick on the part of Travis Pratt. Senior 160-pounder.
You know, he just laid that ball up there, Mitchell, and you lay it up against this Vardaman Round team, they're going to intercept you. You cannot do that.
There's been a lot said this week, David, in local papers and even in Tupelo Journal this week about the passing attack of these French Camp Academy Panthers. And they were wondering about the defensive secondary for Vardaman. Well, so far here tonight, they've answered all questions here on the field.
You're right. They have. They really have. They've coming through. He's shining through real good. And like I said, he throwed that. There was a lot of air under that ball out there, and he just run under it.
It'll be first and 10 facing Vardaman here. Operating with a 2-man eye in the backfield, wide out split left and right. French Camp's bringing about a 5-man front in there defensively with a 3-man linebacker core. 53 defense for French Camp. Give goes to Odie Armstrong, left side. Is at the 30, 35. He's got running room now. He's at the midfield stripe. It's a foot race. Nobody's going to catch him. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Vardaman.
No flags.
No flags on the field. Odie Armstrong, the senior 210-pounder, got the call, and it was Katie bar the door.
You know, that shows right there, Mitchell, why he is one of the best backs in the state.
No question about it. Odie Armstrong puts a TD on the board, making it a 20-0 contest with 2:24 remaining in the opening stanza tonight. Guerrero, Jose Guerrero on to attempt the PAT for the Rams. Hold by Melvin Pierce. Snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up. He got it. Guerrero adds the exclamation point to make it a 21-0 game with 2:24 remaining in the first quarter of play.
2:24 remaining, first quarter, Rams 21, French Camp 0.
David, this is looking a lot like that Montgomery County game we covered last Thursday night. What do you think?
Well, it just takes a little while. It takes a little while for Vardaman to get warmed up, but I think they're starting to get a little spark under them now.
I tell you what, this is one of the most explosive football teams I've ever seen in my life.
Especially for 1A, Mitchell. They really are. Hey, whenever they get outside on you, you better be containing that outside, because if you don't, they going to run all the way. Every time I've seen it happen, they get outside. I haven't seen anybody catch them when they get outside. They going. And you got another one besides Odie Armstrong out there, that Greg Horton. If he ever gets outside, he's faster, if you believe it or not. If you can believe it or not, he is faster than Odie is.
That's unreal. And I tell you what, you did a little scouting last weekend you were telling me about, last Friday night. Who'd you go down to see again?
I went down to Ethel to see Durant play Ethel.
Okay, and you said you were really not that impressed with
I really wasn't impressed with them, but now I've also been told since then that they play to the capability of who they are playing.
Okay.
So they were playing Ethel, who hadn't won but a couple of ball games, and they just looked terrible.
Antoine Carter back to receive the kick for the Panthers. He's going to take it around the 12-yard line and fake the reverse. He's at the 15. He's at the 20. He got some daylight now. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. And he's finally tackled around the 45-yard line. Great return on the part of Carter to get the ball in great shape for the Panthers. And they were a little razzle-dazzle there on the kick return on the part of French Camp.
You know, that's right. And Melvin had him. I mean, I don't know the fake out in the backfield back there because it just throwed Melvin off because he was on line. He was there. It just throwed him off whenever they faked that reverse out there, and he came on around this way. And everybody went with the other back.
French Camp Academy will have great field position to start this series, 1st and 10 from their own 45, 46-yard line. They trail by 3 touchdowns and 3 extra points at 21-0. Actually, a 2-point conversion attempt was good on the part of the Rams and the second offensive TD. 1st and 10, we'll go the Panthers here. Quick give up the middle, goes for a yard or 2 at best. That was Kelvin Miller with the carry, senior 170-pounder.
You know, Mitchell, that's the same play that worked a while ago that worked so well for them that they went up the middle and went for, what was it, 40, 50 yards maybe?
Right. Checking into the contest for the Panthers will be Zach Comazar. He is a freshman 158-pounder.
Gain of 3, bring up 2nd down 7 for the Panthers.
Jones uses no backs in the backfield. Wide out to the left side. Wing left and wing right. Now man in motion. Gill's going to go to Kelvin Miller on the right side. He's upended. Pretty good stop defensively on the part of Tony Shaw. Tony Shaw is a junior 170-pounder.
I believe that was Odeon on that tackle too, Mitchell.
Odie and Shaw bring up a 3rd down here and about 3 to go for the first.
Gain of 4 to bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Panthers.
Christian Rojas checks in offensively. He's a junior 147-pounder, listed as a running back in the program. Panthers break huddle and work their way up. The Rams are showing about a 4-man front or 5-man front defensively with a 2-man linebacker core. 52 defense for the Rams. Give goes to your tailback. He's got 1st down yardage. This is Antoine Carter. Carter's got running room at the 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Panthers. Antoine Carter, running back. He's a senior, 172-pounder. Got the call, and David, they ran that play several times tonight. And this time they finally hit pay dirt with it.
You know, it's right, Mitchell. And this guy's fast now. Don't get me wrong. He is fast. If he gets out there, he's going to go.
Carter scores from long range. Put the first points on the board this evening for French Camp Academy. It's Vardaman 21, French Camp 6. He gets that score, 46.2 seconds showing remaining in the first quarter of play. On to attempt the PAT for the Panthers will be Jason Rogers, senior 178-pounder.
Jason Rogers to attempt the point after.
The snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up. He's got the distance, and he's good. He got the left corner evidently. I thought he was going to hook it left just a little bit. Evidently made it through the uprights. Put 7 points up on the board for the Panthers. It's Vardaman 21, French Camp 7 with 46.2 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Let's take a break. You're watching Round Football on TV 7, TV 34. Back in a moment. 46.2 seconds remain to be played in the first quarter of play. Back to receive the kick for the Rams will be Travis Pratt as well as Greg Horton.
Rogers to kick off for the Panthers.
Jason Rogers to boot it away for French Camp. Oh my goodness, they're trying another onside attempt. And Daniel Kemp comes up with the loose ball for the Rams. David, that's the second onside attempt they've tried here tonight.
No, that's right. Mitchell didn't go but 6, 7 yards, so they wouldn't have done him any good anyway.
Onside attempts are good in certain situations, but when 2 go bad for you back-to-back, that just gives up a lot of field position to the Rams.
No, that's
here.
right. They got 46 yards to go for a score.
That's right.
You don't do that with Vardaman.
Absolutely not. They'll learn it before the night's over. Vardaman 21, French Camp 7. Rams with possession, 1st and 10 from the French Camp 46, 47-yard line.
1st and 10 rounds from the Panther 46-yard line.
West working on the same offensive set. Fakes the pitch sweep. Going to put it up way downfield. He's got a man there. Can't catch up with it. And that was Tony Shaw, the intended pass receiver. You got to admire that spiral on that pass from Brian West, David, if it was a little too long.
You know, Brian has really come a long way. He's just a freshman,
right?
You know, and he's throwing the ball like he was maybe a junior or a senior.
Hey, I've seen some college teams that were like a guy that can pass the ball like West just put it up a few moments ago.
I imagine Steve Spurrier might like him a little bit. Especially against Mississippi State.
There you go. I wasn't going to bring that up, but since you brought it up, yeah. 2nd and 10 facing the Rams here. Man in motion from left to right will go Greg Horton. Official's going to stop the play before we can get a conclusion to the play. 2 yellow flags down on the field. One at the line of scrimmage, one in the offensive backfield. So I bet this may be working as Vardaman here.
Legal procedure.
Legal procedure against the the
That
Rams.
will be the call.
5-yard penalty, bring up second down.
Second and 15 here facing Vardaman. Now from there on into the football field at the 49. This is Melvin Pierce checking in for the Rams. He's going to replace Greg Horton. 36.9 seconds remain to be played in the first quarter. Vardaman 21, French Camp 7. West up under center. Give goes to Odie Armstrong, left side, trying to find a block. He's still on his feet and finally hammered down about the original line of scrimmage.
Armstrong,
About 5 yards on the pickup, or close to it.
Stopped by Tyler Evans.
Maybe 6. Bring up a third down here.
On the play, bring up third down.
Third and 9 facing Vardaman here. As they move the ball back into French Camp territory around the 46-yard line. Clock is at 10 seconds and counting, so they should run out the first quarter of play before we get a play underway.
Let's go in first quarter.
And that will do it for one quarter of football after one. Vardaman 21, French Camp 7. Let's take a quick break. You're watching Round Football on TV 7, TV 34, your local sports connections. Back in a moment. Back to action here. Begin the second quarter of play. Vardaman out in front by a score 21-7. Rams with possession. It'll be third down here and about 9 to go for Vardaman. Operating from French Camp territory around the 46-yard line. West in the pocket. Pass over here is going to be caught, and Odie Armstrong still on his feet, bouncing off would-be tacklers, trying to fight his way downfield, finally down around the 45-yard line. I tell you what, David, he's not going to end up with a lot of yardage after the pass play, but that was great individual effort on his part.
You know it was, Mitchell, and I've seen him several times this year break one like that. You know, they think they got him down in the backfield, and all of a sudden he's in the end zone.
Yeah, we'll bring up a fourth down here for the Rams and about 9 yards to go. That ball's going to be marked just shy of the French Camp 45-yard line. 20-45 and the 46. Checking in for Vardaman will be Gary Howell. He's a junior 190-pounder. And Odie Armstrong wants a timeout, and he's granted one. In the opening moments here of the second quarter of play, as the clock continues to move now, they finally stopped it. 11 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 21-7 your score.
They didn't have but 10 players out there.
Oh, well, it was a good time to call a timeout then, wasn't it?
Right.
David, I tell you what, these temperatures are dropping here the last couple of days here in the Magnolia State, and a little rain has fell over the last couple of days. Perhaps we'll get some duck hunting in this year. What do you think?
Well, Mitchell, I think we're going to need a little bit more rain before we can start calling these ducks in, because
You're probably right.
Those holes were really dry.
It's been a monster drought this summer, as you fans are well aware of here in North Mississippi.
But it seems like when we get rain, we just get so much of it.
Right.
You know, we don't get a little at a time. We just get it all at once.
You know, our pond back there behind the potato shed was, as you well know, as we were dove hunting this year around that area, you know, we had fish laying everywhere out there. They died from lack of oxygen. But I tell you what, the pool is back up right now, so maybe what few are left in there are going to make it all right.
Good.
So anyway. Fourth down here for the Rams, and again about 9 yards to go. Odie Armstrong back to boot it away for Vardaman, and gets a snap back and puts a good kick into the ball. And this is going to be Keith Hagens on the return for the Panthers. He's got running room at the 25. He's at the 30. He's at the 40, cutting cross field, trying to pick up a block. Finally down around the 46, 47-yard line.
Back to the original line of scrimmage.
My goodness. I tell you what, David, these Panthers have had some pretty good kick returns here tonight. And that certainly was no exception. Great return on the part of Keith Hagens. He's a senior, 151-pounder. They've given themselves some pretty good field position to start their drives, but unable to put a whole lot of points on the scoreboard so far here tonight.
You know, it's right, Mitchell, but I mean, they're so capable of breaking one real quick. I mean, just like they showed earlier, you know, what was that? Maybe a 50-yarder that he ran in?
Or more.
That, you know, they can break one real quick.
First and 10, no backs in the backfield. Man in motion from left to right in Antoine Carter. Carter with the ball is at the 40, trying to find a block. He's hit hard around the 49-yard line. Minimal gain on the carry. Finally brought down on the part of John Harden. He's a junior 175-pounder. We've called John's name a lot so far here tonight. He's been busy. Bring up a second down here and about 8 yards to go for the Panthers. David, you've got a son on this high school team this year.
You know, Mitchell, actually, he had moved up from junior high. Junior high was through, 4 weeks ago, I guess. So
right.
he's been on the team. He brought the 8th graders up and dressed them out with a high school team. He's been on there for about 4 weeks now, I guess.
Well, I know it's great to be a part of this undefeated Ram football team this year.
Exactly.
Second and 8 facing the Panthers here is Will Jones. Going to throw left side. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for Keith Hagens. Haggins wanted the penalty marker thrown. He won't get it, however.
This referee on this side, he sure was wanting to pull that flag.
What is the deal with these referees calling these interference calls from across the field tonight?
I don't know. I don't know.
My goodness. They had a man even in that vicinity on the other side.
I think that's the way they're doing it, though. If it, if they think it's pass interference, the one on this side will call. And if it's pass interference on the other side, the other one calls. I don't know how they're doing this.
I don't get it. It's beyond my understanding, and no question about that. 3rd and about 7 yards to go here for the Panthers.
It must be far-sighted or near-sighted one. I don't know.
Something's going on. Let's pitch in and buy Miles of my glasses. 3rd and 7 for French Camp. Quarterback Jones wants to throw, passes away, and it's going to be almost intercepted on the part of Greg Horton.
And I'll tell you something. That's the guy that I was talking about that had such speed. If he had caught it, that was 6 written all over it.
It was intended for Crockett. Ventraco Crockett, he is a sophomore, 165-pounder, could not come down with a grab. Bring up a 4th down here. And again, about 7 or 8 to go for the first. Punting situation for the Panthers. We are in the 2nd quarter of play. Clock shows 10 minutes and 6 seconds remaining. Your score is Vardaman 21, French Camp 7. This is Mitchell Johnson, along with David Barnett and Adam Gore.
Now this punter, Mitchell, this punter is also can throw this ball now. He's quarterback.
David smelling a fake on the way here. Will Jones back to booted away. High snap over his head. And he's going to try to run out of it there and try to get something out of the play. He's going to be surrounded, and he's finally dragged down on the 40-yard line. Bad snap, long snap from center. And he was feeling some major league heat that time by the Rams special teams unit applying the pressure. David, what did that play remind you of earlier this season in college football?
Well, we're playing high school right now.
Well, we're having good memories right now, too, about a Mississippi State-Florida game earlier this year.
Yeah,
yes, indeed.
Steve Spurrier, if he'd seen that, he'd have probably throwed that visor.
That's the only loss Florida suffered all year, I might add.
That's right.
1st and 10 will go the Rams from the Panther 42-yard line. West up under center. Give goes to Armstrong. Right side is at the 40. 35 is hit hard in there. Finally drags a couple of tacklers with him down the 34, 33-yard line. Major pickup on 1st down on the part of Odie Armstrong.
And number 10 that made the tackle, he was getting up a little slow there. He knows that Odie comes up there, it's like running into a brick wall.
Stinnett checks in offensively, as does Pierce for the Rams. They're going to replace Chris Pinnick and Tony Shaw. 2nd down facing Vardaman here, and a long 2, short 3 to go for the first. Two-man eye here for West. Give goes to the first man through. It's going to be Trent Edmondson with the carry. Close to first down yardage. Should be a 1st down. Being registered that time by Edmondson. Running back, 150-pounder. He's a junior. Doing a nice job that time with that carry. First down being indicated field level by the officials, and the chain crew will move the sticks.
Made by Wes Peacock, along with Tyler Evans.
Tony Shaw checks back into the contest, replacing Travis Pratt. Shaw will be the running back. He's a junior 170-pounder. Clock is at 8:52 and counting in the 2nd quarter of play, 1st half. West sets a 2-man eye in the backfield. 2 wideouts to the left side this time. Pitch sweep goes to Armstrong. He's at the 35-yard line. He's at the 30. He runs over a couple of Panthers and fights his way down to the 25-yard line. Great piece of running on Armstrong's part. A little extracurricular activity here on the sideline on the part of Keith Higgins. But not until Armstrong picked up major yardage on 1st down that time. They'll bring up a 2nd down here for the Rams and about 4 to go for the first.
Gain of 6, 2nd down 4 for the Rams.
David, this wind is picking up, and Old Glory is really doing some flapping there in the left corner of the end zone.
Mitchell, and it's just about coming out of the north now, so it's starting to cool down even more.
It sure is. Brian West up under center. Give goes to Armstrong right side. He tries to go right. He's being clogged up there. It's going to be hit and gain, tackled by a host of Panthers. Finally down around the 24, 23-yard line. Minimal gain on the carry. And on the stop defensively for the Panthers was Ivan Varut. He is a senior 146-pounder, defensive back. Bring up a 3rd down here. A long 2 to go for the first for Vardaman. As Melvin Pierce re-enters the contest, as does Jason Mims.
3rd down 3 for
They
the
will
Rams.
replace Tony Shaw and Travis Pratt. Brian West with a give to Armstrong on the left side. He's at the 20-yard line. He's got some running room. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. He's going to go in. Penalty marker down. Touchdown, Vardaman. Odie Armstrong just drug a couple of Panther defenders with him and made his way into the end zone, but we do have a yellow marker down around the 11-yard line. You pick it up, David?
No, I didn't, Mitchell. Usually that's a holding or either maybe a clip, one or the other.
Clipping against the Rams.
You're right, David Barnett. Clipping against Vardaman. That'll be a major assessment of some 15 yards here. You know, this is uncharacteristic of the Rams. As you talked about earlier, they usually don't pull as many penalties here as they have in the first half of play.
You know, Mitchell, that's right. But now they have had a lot weaker competition than they have in here tonight, too. So that makes you want to play a little bit harder. Like I said, and sometimes that happens whenever you're playing a stronger team than what you're normally used to playing.
Oh, absolutely, no question about that. And plus, it's playoff time, too. So that's just that much more desire added on to the table. West up under center, puts a full house backfield in the backfield. Quarterback sneak right up the middle. He's at the 20-yard line and bulldozes his way up to around the 18. Should be enough yardage for a Vardaman first down. David, I think I'll stand up a while if his wind may blow me over just standing up here. Tank crew move the sticks. Fresh set of downs to operate with here for Vardaman.
Run, go. First and 10 Rams from the Panther 18-yard line.
Travis Pratt checks into the contest, replacing Tony Shaw for the Rams. Brian West takes about a 4 or 5 man front defensively for the Panthers. Give goes on the left side to Jason Mims. Mims going to be gang tackle once again. And on the stop defensively for the Panthers that time will be Chance Braswell. He's a linebacker, sophomore 205-pounder. Bring up his second down here for French Camp, and about 7 to go for the first.
Gain of 3, second down 7 for the Rams.
Rams knocking on the door here, trying to add to that 21-7 lead. This is Armstrong left side, is at the 10, twisting, turning. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Vardaman. Or check that. They're not going to give it to him, I don't think. It's going to be down shy of the goal line. I thought he got in, Dave.
I did too, Mitchell. I guess maybe his knee hit the ground right before he went in. The only thing I can figure out.
Evidently so. It'll be first and goal here for Vardaman, knocking on the door here from around the 1-yard line.
Of course, that's the referee there that said that this pass was incomplete a while ago too. So
we're going to stay on him all night. Let's get his name and phone number. Everybody give him a call tonight. What do you think? First and
he's not the bad one. The one on the other side is the one we need to get the phone number of.
Another penalty marker down as Armstrong is level in there and twists off a tackle and makes his way into the end zone. Another yellow marker down. Didn't I see some of these referees get off the bus with French Camp tonight?
That one on the right side, over on their side. Yeah, I believe so. I believe that's the reason he's over on that side.
Oh, my goodness. Illegal procedure call against Vardaman. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll still be first down here and goal to go from the Panther 6. 6 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the first half of play, second quarter. Vardaman 21, French Camp 7. Rams trying to add to that 14-point lead. And then some of the officials trying their best to keep them from adding to it, I think, David. 2-man I formation, pitch sweep, Odie Armstrong one more time, left side. Touchdown. Touchdown, Vardaman.
You can't arm tackle Odie Armstrong.
Absolutely
it's not going to happen.
Odie Armstrong fights his way into the end zone.
You know, Mitchell, we have seen but we've seen something out here tonight that field must be a little bit wet out there because Odie has slipped several times out there.
You're exactly right. He certainly has. They'll make it a 27-7 contest now. Rams out to a 20-point lead. And Guerrero's on to attempt the extra point. Hold by Melvin Pierce.
Against the wind.
That's exactly right.
Guerrero will attempt the point after.
Kick will be good. Made it through the left corner of the upright. Put the PAT on the board. 28-7 your score as Ivan Varud slow back getting up for French Camp Academy. Maybe it's going to be okay. with 5 minutes and 56 seconds remaining in the second quarter of play. We had some sponsors here. I don't know what happened to them. They've about blown all over the top of the press box here, I think, tonight. Adam, we got some here I'm not sure we should be calling out tonight. You give me some information. We got some circled. Will that be the Vardaman sponsors? We got a lot of sponsors from out of the Vardaman area. You have no idea. All right, William and Ann are down field level getting some sideline footage. All right, we're going to call them all out here. Pizza Palace, Daily Buffet served Monday through Saturday. Best pizza around. That's in Bruce. Rosani Rebel Motors in Oxford. Classic Exteriors in Houston for professional vinyl siding installation. Pyland Wholesale Furniture in Pyland. Calhoun Apparel Incorporated, Calhoun City. Parker Brothers Trucking in Derma. Ward Shortstop in Vardaman. Mount Supermarket, Vardaman. Fred's Pharmacy, Calhoun City and Vardaman. Merchants and Farmers Bank in Bruce. TDS Telecom Incorporated, Calhoun City. Back to action on the field here. Short kick is away. Going to roll out of bounds around the 30-yard line or somewhere in that vicinity. Treasurer's Jewelry, another fine sponsor tonight, located in the Oxford Mall. Custom Coverage Insurance in Bruce. Bonnie's Pageant and Formal Wear, Bruce. Bucks One Stop, Calhoun City. Hunter's Hollow in Oxford. Weyerhaeuser Company in Bruce. Kelwood Company, Kelwood Factory Outlet in Calhoun City. And the Gold Exchange in Calhoun City. And Union Planters Bank, also in Calhoun City. All fine sponsors of the Vardaman French Camp playoff action here tonight.
Whoa. Sign him up.
Oh, my goodness. It's fun when your team is winning, isn't it, David?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
5-yard penalty against the Rams. They'll take a procedure.
And basically, it's been fun all year for these Rams as they come in undefeated.
You know it has, Mitchell, and they got something to be proud of.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, these fans have got something to be proud of. The whole county in general does.
And there's a kick once again by Tony Shaw. Fair catch being signaled by Zach Commissar. He's a freshman 158-pounder. So the Panthers will be in business, 1st and 10 from around their own 36-37.
Zach Commissar, fair catch.
Just under 6 minutes remaining in the first half of play, second quarter, 5:56 to be exact. Vardaman 28, French Camp 7. Let's see if these Panthers will get some offense generated, put some points on the scoreboard to show for their efforts here in the first half of play. David, I really felt sorry for Montgomery County last Thursday night. Unable to do anything offensively, defensively. Vardaman scoring at will, and they were unable to put any points on the scoreboard all night long.
That's right, Mitchell, and they had good size. Montgomery County, they had good size on the team, and just I don't know what happened there.
Will Jones up under center, pitch sweep on the left side, going to Antoine Carter. Carter trying to turn the corner, and does so. It's at the 40. Burst of speed down the far sideline across the way, and penalty marker down again.
I'm hoping it was a holding because they was Trent Emerson. They had him. Had him like had him around the waist, holding him, wouldn't let him get by.
We'll have to wait and see what the officials' call will be on this particular play. Personal foul against the Rams.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know. That could very well have been. I don't know, but I do know that they had Trent Emerson wrapped up over there on the sideline.
Well, all these calls have surely gone one-sided so far here tonight, of at least what we've been able to pick up on. Of course, everyone, as we mentioned earlier, knows that we are biased here tonight, but if we were unbiased, the penalties are still going one-sided tonight.
Timeout round.
Timeout charge of Vardaman Rams with 5:47 remaining in the first half of play. Second quarter, Vardaman 28, French Camp 7. Let's take a break. You're watching Ram Football on TV7, TV 34. Back in a moment. Back to action here with 5:47 remaining in the second quarter of play. The Panthers with possession, 1st and 10 from Ram territory, around the 38-yard line. Long snap by your quarterback, Will Jones. Pass downfield is incomplete, intended for Wes Peacock. Could not come down with the grab. Jones led him too far that time. David's trying to chase our sponsors down here on top of the press box, keep from flying off into the stands. I tell you, this wind has been rough here tonight, and the temperatures are dropping as well. Second down here facing French Camp, and again, 10 yards to go.
Yeah, I may let y'all have it second half. I'm going to intercept with my wife, get under that quilt.
Jones uses no backs in the backfield. Pitch sweep on the right side going to Trail Higgins. Higgins is hammered down.
Ooh.
Late hit there on Jason Mims, making the tackle. Penalty marker down. Mims was hit from behind. That's a good way to get an injury, Dave.
Sure he is. That hurt a leg that way.
He's up. Maybe he's going to be okay. He's on his feet. That should be unsportsmanlike conduct, I would think, or illegal block, one of the two, against French Camp. Of course, with these officials, you never know. They may call this one against Vardaman.
May do it. He hit himself. I don't know.
Unsportsmanlike look at this.
Against Vardaman?
Against Vardaman.
How is that?
That is unbelievable. Unbelievable, folks.
How is that?
I've never seen anything like this in my life.
What?
A big host of boos going up after the call of that play, and well-deserved boos as well. I can't believe that. I didn't see it. I didn't see how that could be unsportsmanlike.
The only thing I can figure out is where he picked him up a little bit by the jersey and let him go. That's the only thing I can figure out when he tackled him. He picked him up by the jersey and let him go. I don't know. Oh, boy.
1st and 10 for the Panthers. The Vardaman 24. Inside give goes the first man through. Bangs off a couple of would-be round defenders.
I tell you, I hope they park close. All I can say. I see several of them trying to climb the fence down here.
Give it 2 yards on the carry. Bring up a 2nd and 8 here. Checking in defensively for Vardaman will be Taylor Stennett. Tackle is a senior 230-pounder. As Christian Rojas checks in offensively for the Panthers. Quarterback Will Jones, lone set back in the backfield. Jones with the give to the first man through. Antoine Carter, he's got daylight. Penalty marker flying again.
It's going to be another unsportsmanlike, I guess. I don't know. Who knows how they call this thing.
These officials are getting flag happy here in the first half of play.
Holding against the Panthers.
Finally got a call against French Camp here. Unbelievable.
I don't know, they may change it. Wait. Stay tuned.
Well, this is worse than the presidential election going on down in Florida.
Well, I don't know about all that. But see, we're going to throw the flag up here a little closer this time.
Go change it some more.
Yeah. Hey, boy, this is terrible. It's not the Smithville crew, is it?
It looks a lot like them. 2nd down here, and it'll be about 15 to go for another first. 2nd and 15 facing French Camp. Clock's at 4:28 in the second quarter. Vardaman 28, French Camp 7. Jones uses a lone setback in the backfield. Many in motion from left to right. Jones going to throw left side. A pass is caught on the part of Antoine Carter. Carter's trying to find some daylight here. He's at the 35-yard line. He's at the 30. He's at the 25. Finally ridden down. Hit hard in there. Knocked down by John Harden on that 25-yard line. Great hit on the part of Harden, the junior 175-pounder. Tell you what, some of these players are maybe letting their emotions get the best of them right now, Dave.
You know it's right. I don't know. Odie was having words with one out there, but I couldn't tell what was going on there. I wish we could get an instant replay on that and see what happened.
Need to stick a microphone on a couple of players down there. We might get some words we won't want to replay here on TV7.
Oh, no. I don't believe we want one on Coach Bray right now either.
He is letting the official have it down there on the sideline.
I guarantee Coach Bray is letting him have something, because I'll tell you, it's something going on that he don't like at all.
It's been some of the most off-the-wall, ridiculous calls I've ever seen in a football game here tonight, folks. 3rd and 11 here for the Panthers. Give goes to Carter, and he is hit hard in there and brought down. A loss on the play. And on the stop defensively for Vardaman was Taylor Stennett.
Along with Justin Holloway.
Also, Justin Holloway had a hand in the tackle as well. He's a senior 280-pounder.
Now, I'm going to tell you something about Odie now. When he gets your number, look out. Because at Maben, he got one's number over there, and maybe I told you about that. But he got one's number over there, and there was a play later on in the night that the guy caught the ball, and he shouldn't have caught it. You know, I mean, it's just he knows your number, and he's gonna get you back one way or the other.
I've heard that same story from 2 or 3 different sources.
You know,
David,
it's not unsportsmanlike neither. It's just that, you know, he's so competitive and he likes the contact, and he's coming back at you.
That's right. 4th down here facing the Panthers, and again about 13 or 14 to go for the first. Operating from the Vardaman 28-yard line. Jones wants to throw in the pocket. Pass left side is in the air. He's got a man down there. It's going to be picked off. Intercepted. I think that was Travis Pratt with a pick for Vardaman.
And they, you know, he tackled him in the end zone, and they're going to bring it back out to maybe the 1 or the 2.
That's exactly right. But they should be coming out to the 20.
No, now they're going to change it.
It should be coming out to the 20.
Crazy. But there's one throwed his little hanky or whatever his little thing is. He throwed it out there like the 2-yard line, like that's where they was going to spot it at.
Oh, my word.
Oh, boy, it was some folks down here at the end of the fence that was fixing to go out on the field now. I'm telling you, it's getting ridiculous.
These calls have been very, very questionable at best and ridiculous at worst. I tell you what, it's really been tough here tonight. 28-7 your score, 2:15 remaining in the first half of play. Rams comfortably out in front of the visiting French Camp Academy Panthers here tonight. West up under center, 2 men eye in the backfield. It goes to tailback Odie Armstrong is at the 20, the 25-yard line. He's at the 30, still on his feet. He loses the ball and it's picked up on a part of Jason Mims. Mims is down the field and finally dragged down around the 40-yard line. What a wild and wacky play here.
Odie was running with his hands stuck out like where'd the ball go. Yeah, you know, he's thinking, man, what's going on?
This has been a wild one here from Carter Field here tonight. Jason Mims moves the ball all the way down to the French Camp 39-yard line.
Now we got another discussion with the referees. They're going to say, no, he didn't fumble. He can't get it fumbled forward or something. I don't know.
They're going to wave it away. Wave it off.
Oh.
First and 10 Rams from the Panther 39-yard line.
Much to the pleasure of the home-standing faithful here from Carter Field. The play will stand. It'll be 1st and 10 for Vardaman as the chain crew move the sticks from the Panther 39-yard line. Brian West sets a 2-man eye, takes about a 4-man front defensively for French Camp. West with a give to Armstrong. He's at the 40, 30. He's got a hold. He's at the 30, and he's at the 20, and he's fighting downfield. He's got 3 or 4 Panthers trying to bring him down. Finally dragged him down around the 16-yard line. I tell you what, David Ray, that Odie Armstrong is so powerful, so strong.
His legs are strong, Mitchell. I mean, people don't realize how strong his legs are and the speed that he has. You know, he can break one on the outside or he can run up the middle, and he can really hurt you with those legs. We've seen that last week.
He is unbelievable. He carried 3 or 4 guys on his back that time down the field. 1st and 10.
He's running a lot like he did against Calhoun City right now. You know, and it's just, he's run like that all year, though. It's not just against Calhoun City. He run against Smithville that way. He run against, everybody that played.
Pitch sweep on the near side, going to Greg Horton. Horton trying to fight his way into the end zone. Is at the 5-yard line and finally tackle around the 5. Should be enough yardage for a 1st down, I think. Horton got the call left side, ball a couple of blocks well. And they're going to mark the ball around between the 4 and the 5. That'll be a 1st and goal situation now for the Rams.
You know much more of this, Mitchell. If they score here, you're liable to see French Camp lay down. I mean, you're liable to see, them just give up because we've seen teams that they have played earlier in the year that done the same thing. Hamilton, for instance, they got ahead of them real quick and they just laid down. They just absolutely stopped.
As you mentioned, go out in front of the scoreboard, they break their will as well. Pitch sweep on their side goes to Armstrong. He is going to be in the end zone. Touchdown, Vardaman. Odie Armstrong hits pay dirt yet again for Vardaman. I tell you what, we don't have Ken Johnson keeping our stats tonight, but I'm sure that Odie meter is running high here tonight as far as total yards is concerned. I know it's his 2nd touchdown of the night. Could be 3rd. What do you think, David?
They just throwed one and ejected a player out of the game, too, number 15.
Okay, that's going to be Keith Higgins. He's a senior 151-pounder just being ejected from the game, as David Ray pointed out.
I know he had said something to Odie as Odie was getting up, and then the referees came up and told him, to cool it or whatever, and he must have said something to the referees, and they pointed to the sideline.
Well, they're only going to they got a line, and when you cross that line, that's it.
Exactly.
They're going to kick you out of the ball game. I don't care who you are. On to attempt the PAT for the Rams will be Jose Guerrero, freshman, 155-pounder, very accurate kicker for the Rams this year. And the kick is up. Got a lot of air under that one, and he got it through. Two penalty markers down. This is going to get ugly. Yep. This one's going to get ugly. Already gotten ugly.
Yeah. French Camp seems to. I think that's what happens with them whenever they get. They hadn't seen a team like this that's beating them up this bad. I mean, physically beating them, and they can't stand it now.
34-7 your score.
Yep,
Two penalty markers, personal foul against French Camp.
You're going to see more of it, too, before the night's over. Now, 15 is he's on the sideline over there like he's going to come back in, but I'm sure that they ejected him from the game. I mean, they pointed to the sideline.
Right. He should be done for the night.
And they're going over now telling him, 15 is out of the game.
Well, officials.
And there goes another penalty flag.
Oh, my goodness. That could be on the coaching staff.
Yes.
That could be on the coaching staff. This one has gotten ugly, folks, here from Carter Field. Here with 1 minute and 1 second remaining in the first half of play. Vardaman 34, French Camp 7.
Yeah, I seen the coach there. He was really yelling and getting on the referee over there on the sideline. I don't know what the deal is, but they throw the flag on him, I'm pretty sure.
Right, I think you're correct. I saw that too. We'll wait and get the official ruling here momentarily coming up.
This is second foul.
Personal foul. That's 2 in a row, as you mentioned.
2. Oh, I don't know what.
Extra point will be successful.
Extra point is good by Guerrero.
I tell you what, if they march off 2 penalties consecutive, I think they're just going to use the 115-yarder. Should be kicking from around the Panther 45-yard
these coaches better be careful because they'll get ejected from this game too.
Oh, you know it. It
and
can happen in a heartbeat.
They got several little men with badges and blue suits on down here that can escort them right on off the field.
I see local Vardaman police car. I see a highway patrol car down there as well.
So this is ridiculous.
It's gotten out of hand.
It's really ridiculous that you get beat. Okay, you're getting beat. The better team is beating you. And they can't stand it because they've never been beat this way.
Right, exactly.
They haven't been beat up like this. Physically, plus points on the board, they just have never been beat this way. And normally that's what happens whenever you get beat like that. You get frustrated and you take it out on whoever. But if 15 must have not been ejected, David. He's back out there now.
Oh, my goodness.
So I don't know. But now they did point for him to go to the sideline a while ago, and he did go off the field.
Higgins and Antoine Carter. Keith Higgins is the player you're talking about, number 15 for the Panthers. He's back deep to receive the kick. Tony Shaw approaches the ball, and the kick from Vardaman is away. This will be Higgins on the return. He's at the 10. He is hammered hard in there, knocked down around the 23-yard line.
I'm going to tell you, this guy, he wants to run. He wants to talk his mouth and stuff out there. Vardaman will let him know quick that they will hit him.
Well, they certainly did at that time. There's no doubt about that. Man, that was a major league lick. Seconds remaining in the first half of play.
I believe they're going to let this one run out.
I do too. 35-7 your score. French Camp Academy with possession of the football.
Well, maybe not. I guess they're going to try to run a play.
Will be marked back around their own 23-yard line. 2nd and 10 facing the Panthers here. As Will Jones sets a lone setback in the backfield. Man in motion from left to right and West Peacock. Jones wants to throw. Pass back across the field is going to be intercepted.
That's going back.
Pratt.
That's touchdown.
Travis Pratt is at the 10, is at the 5. Touchdown, Vardaman. Penalty marker down across the way.
Oh, well, that's pass interference from that side. He's going to call pass interference over here on this side. So
the horn has sounded. The horn has sounded, supposedly ending the first half of play, but as we all well know, the half or quarter cannot end with a penalty. So we'll see what happens here. Travis Pratt had a great INT for the Rams. He's a senior 160-pounder. Went the distance on the return. We saw him do it against Smithville earlier in the year and to begin playing the second half of play in that game. He's done it all season long. Personal foul against Vardaman. Oh, boy, this is really getting out of hand, folks. I tell you what now, really, really getting out of hand here. No time showing on the scoreboard clock here in the second quarter of play.
So does that nullify the interception? No, we got the ball. Oh, excuse me, Vardaman has the ball.
It's okay, David. It's all right.
I can't help it, Mitchell. I've been doing this all year long with these guys, and I get.
Well,
the Smithville game, after the Smithville game, let me tell you, my voice the next morning, I couldn't talk.
Well, you went to school here, you played ball here, you got a son playing ball here. What do you expect? I mean, come on now.
Exactly.
Be realistic. Coach Mark Bray is trying to direct something to his offensive unit. There'll be one more play, barring penalty, here in the first half of play with no time showing remaining in the second quarter. Vardaman 35.
I got Odie to the outside. Odie's wide out on this side.
Lone setback in the backfield in Jason Mims. As West wants to throw, puts it in the left corner. Odie's there, and he has got the ball. Odie Armstrong had it for a moment or two.
That was touchdown.
He could not haul it in, however.
It was a TD.
And that'll end the first half of play. It is Vardaman 35, French Camp 7. And I tell you what, there's no love lost between these two teams. There's some words going on as they go to their halftime intermission lockers. What do you think, Dave?
No doubt. There's no doubt.
We're going to take a break here. You're watching Ram playoff action from Carter Field. Your score is Vardaman 35, French Camp 7 after one half of football.
Coach Bray is upset. He just went around the corner down there a while ago, and he's still talking to the referees. He is upset.
Well, we've got an official escorting the French Camp coaching staff back to their locker room over here, too. They're having a few words. Everybody's upset here tonight. Let's just get upset, too. What do you think?
Oh, I'm happy.
I'm upset about the presidential election.
I'm upset it ain't 60-0 yet.
Oh, my goodness. It's we may never know who's going to be our next president either.
You're right. I think they're going to leave Clinton in there for another term.
I hope not. Oh, my word.
Help us.
Let's take a break. 35-7 your score at the half. Welcome back here to Carter Fields. We'll get set for the exciting second half of play. Your score is Vardaman 35, French Camp Academy 7. We'll start the second half of play with the homestanding Rams of Vardaman kicking off to the visiting Panthers of French Camp Academy.
Here we go.
Back deep to receive the second half kick will be Keith Higgins, as well as Antoine Carter. And the second half is underway. The ball sails out of bounds around the 33-yard line in French Camp territory. So I would assume that the Panther coaching staff would elect for the Vardaman Ram kicking unit to re-kick the ball. We'll have to wait and see, though. See what the coaches elect to do here. Mitchell Johnson along with Adam Gore doing the camera work and the color right now. David Barnett on previously with us in the first half of play. He's taking a breather. Got a cup of coffee over there, trying to warm his bones, I think. It's been a cool night here from Carter Field for the first round of the North Half 1A state playoffs. Vardaman, of course, coming in undefeated at 11-0. French Camp Academy coming in at 8-3 on this 2000 season. And Adam, I tell you what, we saw that penalty marker being thrown on a lot of different occasions in the first half of play. Some tempers flared, and it got ugly there toward the end of the first half.
Yeah, you have to, that's part of the ball game. That's you're gonna have intense players when it comes to playoff time. Each team wanting to advance on to the next round. But some of the calls we've seen were questionable also. So right now the officials need to keep it a little bit tight and just let these guys play. First and 10 will go the Panthers from their own 35-yard line. Give goes to Kelvin Miller. Officials going to stop the play before we can get a conclusion to the play. Let's see what's going on here. Illegal procedure this time against the Panthers. That'll be a 5-yarder. It'll still be first down for French Camp, but with 15 yards to go for another first here.
Illegal procedure against the Panthers.
Checking in offensively for the Panthers will be Zach Comazar. He is a freshman running back, 158-pounder. He brings into play from across the way. First and 15 for the Panthers from their own 30. Penalty marker down in the defensive secondary.
Delay of game.
Bit of delay of game call, as you mentioned, Adam, against French Camp here.
You know, Frisch Camp's going the wrong way and a terrible way to start off the second half, as they are already trailing 35-7 here. You know, Mitchell, that's the way you don't want to get your momentum. That's no way to get momentum on your side there.
Absolutely not. And we start off the second half as we ended the first half with the yellow markers flying all over the field. Officials really flag happy here in the first half of play, and they're showing signs here in the opening moments of the second half of doing some more of the same. 1st and 20 now for French Camp. As quarterback Will Jones wants to throw over here, and the pass is complete to Kelvin Miller. Miller's going to be taken down around the 31-yard line.
That was a pass complete.
That was Travis Pratt as well as Ryan Springer collaborating for the stop defensively for the Rams. Bring up your second down here. We'll call it maybe 14 now to go for the first, between 14 and 15.
Second down 14 for the Panthers.
I'll tell you what, Mitchell, there's another good pop there, and that's been a lot of good hits tonight on this ball game, especially out of this Vardaman team, especially whenever the penalties started going against their side. You know, that just sort of got them fired up. And I'll tell you what, Vardaman's come out fired up here in this ball game.
They certainly have. Jones with a give on the left side going to Antoine Carter. Carter trying to turn the corner. Penalty marker down. Guess what? Once again. And is going to pick up a couple of yards on the carry. Holding call against the Panthers. Every penalty so far here in the second half of play, correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, has gone against French Camp Academy.
Yeah, Vardaman had one on the opening kickoff.
That's correct.
Half.
That's right.
But there's been more flags than there has been plays so far in the second half. You know, you want to call a ball game tight, you want to call it fair, but you don't want to call it to this extent right here. Of course, you know, you have to call the illegal procedure and holding calls, but the way it's ending in the first half, you know, you just got to let some of the calls go. You got to let these guys come out here and play. You just can't let the officials really control the ball game by the flags. As you said, it's going to be second down and about 25 to go for the Panthers.
11 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and the clock is on the move. It's Vardaman 35, French Camp 7. Rams comfortably out in front here in the opening moments of the second half. Will Jones checks about a 4-man front defensively for the Rams. This will be a reverse play, and this is Keith Higgins trying to find some daylight, being hit, and finally ridden down around the 12 or 13-yard line. Be a loss, big loss on that play. Just in case that time, Adam, of the roll reverse not working out well for the Panthers.
Yeah, we've seen them try it on the opening kickoffs, and Vardaman full about it earlier. And you know, Coach Ray's in the inside, you know, telling them, look, they've run the reverse, watch it on any play, especially in long game percentages. Right there, that's going to bring it third down. I'm going to say a long way to go. You know, I really can't even count that up. We'll say it close to
31 yards, I would think, or somewhere in that neighborhood. I've been trying to count it as you were talking there. I think it's going to be about 31 yards. 3rd and 31 for the Panthers here.
That is the case. As I did count it off there, it's going to be 31-32. Good job that time. It's just either way we go, it's third down and a very long way to go.
Jones using no men in the backfield and using 2 wideouts to the left side, 2 at the right side. Jones evidently is going to put it in the air. Man in motion off the right side is Keith Higgins. Actually, it's going to be a rushing play that time for a minimal gain. And I believe that might have been Antoine Carter with a carry. Minimal gain on the play. Bring up your 4th down. And once again, about 31 or 32 to go for the first.
Yeah, no gain on that play as it was number 7 carrying the ball for the Panthers. And, you know, I don't know if they were just trying to get a little running room that time, just getting a little daylight out from their own goalpost, try to punt the ball away. We've seen them snap go over the punter's head, so, you know, you want to keep it low here and just try to get the snap off. We have Harden back to return for the Rams.
And this will be Will Jones back to boot it away for the Panthers. Also, the signal caller as well drops back to his own end zone. Surely hoping for not a high snap this time. I'm sure it gets a low snap. The rush is on and barely gets a kick away. It's going to take several Panther rolls and be down around the Vardaman 45-yard line. So French Camp really came out of that one nicely, considering the direction they were going in with all the penalty plays and the loss of yards on the offensive series. It'll be 1st and 10 for Vardaman from their own 46-yard line.
Yeah, absolutely. They're lucky that time Mills didn't get back there and block that one. He was just like he had his hand to the right. If he would have moved to the left, that would have been batted down. Yeah, he might be a little glad he didn't. As cold as he is tonight, that would have been hurting. Of course, that would have been a big play that time for Vardaman. Either way you go, Vardaman's having their way tonight in this ballgame, 35-7 is the score right now. We'll see what they're able to do on offense as Odie Armstrong checks out.
1st and 10 will go the Rams. On their own 45-yard line is Brian West, the freshman signal caller up under center. Goes to the first man through. And this is Jason Mims with daylight. He's at the 30. It's a foot race now at the 20. He's at the 10. He's going to be hit and falls into the end zone. Touchdown Vardaman. Jason Mims got the call. and went about, 54, 55 yards?
55, and can you believe it? There's not a flag on the play.
Oh, man, let me put on my glasses. There's got to be a yellow marker down somewhere. Evidently not, as you mentioned. It was a touchdown. Great run on the part of Mims. Sophomore 185-pounder. Extra point pending.
To attempt the point after.
The kick is up and true. Jose Guerrero adds the PAT with 8 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play. Vardaman 42, French Camp Academy 7. We have an injured Ram down on the field. Try to get a number for you. Adams, you pick it up?
I believe that's number 74. I believe I saw the number right.
That'll be John Mark Berry.
I tell you what, that's a big man on the offensive line there, big key defensive player also. And, this right here could be a key injury thrown down the road. And, right now, if you're a Vardaman fan, you really hate to see this, even any player on your team.
Absolutely. And especially during playoff time, you want to have everyone at full strength and healthy, especially your starters, main players, and also, actually, everyone on the team, because everyone does play such a vital role come playoff time. We'll take a break now with 8 minutes and 48 seconds remaining and check the injury for that is John Mark Berry. Vardaman 42, French Camp 7. Back in a moment. 8 minutes and 48 seconds remaining to be played here in the third quarter of play. 42, Vardaman 7, French Camp Academy. Back deep to receive the kick for the Panthers will be Antoine Carter, as well as Keith Higgins. And the kick is away. This will be Carter fielding it around his own 20-yard line, trying to make a return on the kick, going left side with it. Picks up a couple of blocks. He's at the 25-yard line, 30. Finally ridden down as he crosses the 30-yard line, or around the 30-yard line. Pretty good special teams coverage on the part of Dawzett for the Rams. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers. They'll be in business offensively, operating from around their own 32.
I'll tell you what, this Panther team has done a good job of using a cross-field blocks. He's taking the Vardaman Rams going to one side, then just cutting grain across the field and just picking up blocks there and picking up pretty good yardage. They've done a good job tonight. We've seen a reverse out of them, also done a good job. So, it looks like every once in a while they could be just 1 or 2 blocks away from springing it.
Oh, absolutely. They started out with some pretty decent field position on most of the offensive series. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers, as I mentioned, from the 31, 32-yard line. Quarterback whip pass over the middle is dropped, intended for Wes Peacock, senior 192-pounder. He was pretty well defended there as well. Bring up your second down and 10 yards to go here for the Panthers.
Yeah, there's just a lack of concentration, but it's going to be pretty hard to concentrate when you got a guy like Odie Armstrong. I don't know why I said Odie Smith. Odie Armstrong coming at you like that full force. But right there, that should have been one of the catches you just pull in right there. But that's a play, one of the players that they don't go to much enough in football, I think, is your tight end. That's going to be one of your most vital receivers. That's mainly just don't get enough ball.
Second down and 10 facing the Panthers here. Still from their own 31-yard line. Quarterback Will Jones up under center. Pitch sweep on the near side going to Antoine Carter. Carter in trouble. Is at the 30. Trying to find the block. He's going to be hit. Still on his feet. Penalty marker down. Finally falls forward to around the 34-yard line. Greg Horton had a hand in the stop defensively for the Rams. He's a sophomore 180-pounder. Just wait and get the penalty ruling here.
Yeah, I guess they hadn't been a while since they thrown the flag, so I guess they thought they'd go ahead and throw it, and clipping is the call against the Panthers. So right now, Vardaman doing a pretty good job of staying penalty-free here, except for the one on the opening kickoff to start the second half. All the penalties so far has been in the way of the Panthers.
That'll be a major assessment, so 15 yards to be marked off here against French Camp Academy. They'll move the ball all the way back to around the 15-yard line. That will be the case.
Yeah, they're over there looking at John Mark Berry's knees. That's really not good that time. As you see a shot of him there on the sidelines, they got his knee up looking at it. And of course, this is a key player for Vardaman, and you really hate to see this part of the season.
Berry's a starter offensively and defensively this year for the Rams. That is a major blow to that Ram attack, as you mentioned. Second down, a long ways to go here for the Panthers. Pass is incomplete, intended for Wes Peacock once again, as quarterback Will Jones just cannot make the connection there with Peacock. 2 incomplete passes attempted his way this series. Bring up a third down. And we'll call it, let's see, 24, somewhere in that neighborhood. 24, 25 yards to go for the first. Operating from Panther territory from their own 15-yard line, closer to the right hash mark.
Third to football.
David Ray says third and forever, third to football field here. That's about right. Many emotion out of the backfield. On the right side. Pass left side is caught. Great grab on the part of Keith Higgins. Higgins is taken down around the 25-yard line.
Keith Higgins.
You know, we was talking about this at halftime. We know we had to start a new award this year at the TV station. That'd be the Hitman Award. And hands down, that'd go to John Harden. Every time he goes out, he's going to take and just try to take and decleat the guy each time. As John Mark Berry has been able to get up and walk a little bit here on the sideline as he is sitting on the sideline. So that is a good sign, able to see that he is able to put some weight and let it be mobile.
Absolutely. Melvin Pierce checks in for the Rams. Back deep to receive the kick was a player you just talked about a moment or two ago, will be John Harden. He is a junior 175-pounder. Very important ingredient to this Ram attack this year. And the punt is away. Shank of some sorts on the right side. Going to take a couple of Panther rolls around the 45-yard line. Be down at that point.
First and 10 from the Panther
By Bradley Sanders. It'll be first and 10. Vardaman with excellent field position from Panther territory around the 45-yard line. And Adam, it's really hard to keep a high-powered offense like the Rams have out of the end zone when they play on such a short field like they've done here tonight.
Exactly. The only way you can really keep all the high-powered offense really out of this game is to keep them off the field. You know, you want to take and control the ball against a team like this right here and really keep the man off the field when he's got the ball. That's being Odie Armstrong and the rest of these guys. This is a well-oriented team. Got a lot of talent complementing each other, and they're real deep. As you see, Odie Armstrong once again not in on this series.
Brian West sets a two-man eye in the backfield. West drops in the pocket, wants to throw the middle, passes away. It's going to be caught. What a catch in that defensive secondary, and dropped around the 25-yard line. That's going to be Travis Pratt with a grab. He's a senior 160-pounder. Plenty of room for Vardaman first down.
Exactly. That's a good job by Pratt that time. As we just said, if Odie's not in the game, they can either air it out. And I'll tell you what, I believe this quarterback for Vardaman is a freshman. I'm not for sure.
That's correct.
I'll tell you what, I'm very impressed by this kid right here, and he's got a bright future here with the Rams.
He absolutely does, no question about that. He doesn't play like a freshman either. He plays like a seasoned senior. Vardaman sets a offset two-man eye in the backfield, wideouts left and right. The give goes to Greg Horton. He's got daylight at the 20. He's at the 15, trying to fight his way into the end zone. Drags a tackler with him. He's close to get in. Official's not going to give it to him, I don't think. He's up close to the goal line. Horton is a sophomore, 180-pound running back for the Rams. What a run on his part. It'll be first and goal from inside the 1 of French Camp.
Yeah, I tell you what, you get to commit to this taking out one certain offensive charge of this Rams team. So I guess you choose your own poison when you come to play this Vardaman team. You either get beat on the ground or get beat in the air. As we saw 2 plays, and they're right down almost about to score again. As you see Odie Armstrong kicking into the ball game.
Rams knocking on the door here. West up under center. Give goes to Horton on the left side. He's in. Touchdown. Touchdown Vardaman as Greg Horton got the call and hit pay dirt from about a yard away. Horton is a sophomore, 180-pounder. Running back for Vardaman. Add more points to the board. It's Vardaman 48, French Camp 7. With 6 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
I don't know if you mentioned it already, Mitchell, but we had a halftime score in Durant. I believe it's 61-6, or we heard someone say that's what they heard on the radio. Then we heard over the PA system here 56-6. Durant's way, having their way pretty easy as we expected, of course, with Durant being a very talented team this year against Calhoun City.
Absolutely. Pitch sweep on the right side. Greg Horton. He's in the end zone. 2-point conversion attempt is successful. Vardaman Rams scoring at will now. And even 50 on the scoreboard for the Rams. To 7 against French Camp Academy. And as Adam pointed out a moment or two ago, Calhoun City Wildcats in playoff action this season, finding the going rough and tough tonight at Durant, either 56-6 or 61-6, one of the two at halftime at Durant tonight. Again, we have another injured Ram down in the end zone, and perhaps that might be a French Camp player down. I think that will be the case. An injured Panther.
It is an injured Panther. I'm not able to get the number on it or see who it is, as you see the trainer and coach out there looking at him over there on the sideline. I tell you what, so we have this injury timeout. I believe you want to give us a rundown of the sponsors real quick.
Sure, let's go over them. Pizza Palace in Bruce. Daily buffet served Monday through Saturday. Best pizza around. Contact Bill Cockless and staff at Pizza Palace on the Square in Bruce. Grzani Rebel Motors in Oxford. Classic Exteriors in Houston for professional vinyl siding installation. Pyland Wholesale Furniture in Pyland. Calhoun Apparel Incorporated, Calhoun City. Parker Brothers Trucking in Derma. Ward Shortstop, Vardaman. Mount Supermarket, Vardaman. Fred's Pharmacy, Calhoun City in Vardaman. Merchants and Farmers Bank in Bruce, TDS Telecom Incorporated, Calhoun City, Treasurer's Jewelry located in the Oxford Mall, Custom Coverage Insurance in Bruce, Bonnett's Pageant and Formal Wear, Bruce, Bucks One Stop, Calhoun City, Hunter's Hollow in Oxford, Weyerhaeuser Company in Bruce, Kelwood Company, Kelwood Factory Outlet in Calhoun City, the Gold Exchange in Calhoun City, and Union Planters Bank also in Calhoun City. Proud sponsors of Ram playoff action here against French Camp from Carter Field tonight.
We take a look at there at John Mark Berry walking off on the sideline. He's got ice on that knee, so that's a good sign. He's looks like got a pretty good smile on his face, talking to some of the fans on the sideline. So maybe he'll be able to come back in next week's action. Of course, it's going to be hard to keep a big, tough man like him down and not come back to see any action. He does have the shoulder pads off, so he will be done for the night.
John Mark is a very, very good player for the Vardaman Rams. Getting a nice close-up shot of him there, the injured player a few moments ago. Adam, we talked about this earlier as well. The Vardaman Rams will be in action the next Friday night against either Ware or Smithville, I believe it was, and Picky Poison. Both of those ball clubs are very solid this year as well.
Yeah, I tell you what, you did the Smithville-Vardaman game. Vardaman didn't quite play as well as they have in some of the other games this year against Smithville. But either way it goes, Smithville or Ware, when it comes to playoff time, teams are going to be better than they was during the regular season for Vardaman. And, Vardaman, I guess you could say, sort of got a monkey on their back. They support the perfect season during the regular season and, going to have to be defending everything and try to keep it that way, going into try to advance each week, picking up another win. 4 more wins, I believe, and they've got in Jackson. So Vardaman's got the monkey on their back, and everybody's going to be gunning for them because they're number one.
Absolutely. Keith Hagan was the injured player for the French Camp Academy Panthers a few moments ago. He's on the far sideline, seated across the way. And the kick is away by Tony Shaw. Going to be fielded by Crockett on the return. Is going to be hit and still on his feet. Finally wrestled down. And on the stop defensively was guess who? John Harden. He's been busy all over the field tonight, especially on the defensive side of the football.
Stan Crockett, your ball.
John Harden is the junior 175-pounder, holding his elbow there, so hopefully he's going to be okay.
Of course, you see John there not even looking at the sideline, hoping that nobody knows he's hurt because he's want to stay in this ball game. As he is favoring, as you see now, that elbow. I don't know if he might have hyperextended when he took the guy down, but either way you go, John Harden has had a great ball game tonight for the Rams.
Oh, no question about that. I tell you what, he's been very active this whole 2000 campaign for Vardaman.
He also had an impressive first defensive play for the Rams with diving interception in the first quarter.
Will Jones sets his offense. Now working on a two-man eye in the backfield. Goes to the tailback left side. This is Antoine Carter. Carter trying to find running room left side, unable to do so. He's ridden down around the goal line or just shy of the goal line. Could be a loss on the carry, I'm not sure.
And guess what? We have a flag on the play.
Surprise, surprise. Holding against French Camp. Well, I tell you what, the first half of play saw the penalties being loaded up against Vardaman. Now I think they're loading some up against French Camp here in the second half of play, so maybe things balance out after all, Adam.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was like it's pretty much going against the Rams the whole end of the second quarter, and now it's just falling apart here for the Panthers. I don't know if it's just the fact that Vardaman is really taking control of this ball game and it's mentally getting to the Panthers, or if it's just that they're tired and this Vardaman team's wore them out. Either way it goes, the penalties are really killing them right now. They're really shooting themselves in the foot. They have pretty good field position and then end up inside the 20 or even the 15-yard line due to penalties.
It'll be 1st and 20 here facing the Panthers of French Camp Academy, operating from around their own 18-yard line, 18, 19, somewhere in that neighborhood. Will Jones up under center. Give goes to Carter once again on the right side. Nowhere to go. He's hit by a host of Vardaman Rams. Nice job defensively on their part. Jonathan Denley had a hand in the stop defensively, as did Ryan Springer for the Rams.
Lowell Mims and Springer.
Bring up your second down here. And it looks to be maybe about 24 now to go for the first.
Yeah, that's been the song we sang this whole time for the Panthers. Second down or third down and miles to go or a long way to go here this whole second quarter. And really, it's sort of hard to mount any kind of comeback. Of course, the momentum was killed, as you said earlier, with all the penalties starting off stacking up against the Panthers. So right now they're climbing up a big hill and not doing too good a job of it.
It's Vardaman 50, French Camp 7 here in the opening round of the North Half Class 1A state playoffs. Will Jones up under center. Reed rolls left, in trouble. Trying to find some running room. He's going to be hammered down around the 17, 18-yard line. Big hit defensively, part of Jonathan Denley. Denley's a junior 190-pounder. Bring up your third down here. And again, at least 20 yards to go for the first.
Yeah, that's a good shot that time by Denley. He's another guy that's been putting some pops on the guys tonight. You know, that's the kind of players you like to see. They like to come out fired up and want to take and just use that aggression out on the field and be able to take and use the momentum to build this 50-7 lead. You know, it takes guys like that that's going to come in and want to make big plays every play and make big hits like that.
Zach Commissar checks in offensively for the Panthers. He is a freshman 158-pounder. Third down and at least 20 yards to go here for French Camp Academy. Jones. They give to first man through left side. This is Kelvin Miller with a carry. Senior 170-pounder running back. Pretty good gain off the running play, but of course well shy of first down yardage. We'll bring up the fourth down here and about 12 to 13 to go for the first. Punting situation for the Panthers.
You know, Mitchell, in those situations right there, you think being down 50-7, you want to put some kind of offensive points on the board. You might see them start going back to the air attack, but now they've gone more to the run than they really did whenever they was actually in the ball game.
This is true. This is John Harden back to receive the anticipated punt for the Rams as Greg Horton goes back to join him here. And Will Jones with punting chores for the Panthers here around his own 12. Gets a good snap back and gets the line drive away. This will be Harden on the return. Trying to get outside. He's at the 40. Picks up a block. He's at the 50. He's at the 45-40. He's at the 35 and finally wrestled down by the face mask, I think. That will be the call. Penalty marker down around the 30-yard line. Nice return on the part of John Harden. He's a junior 175-pounder. But he was grabbed in the face mask area that time.
I'll tell you what sprung that open that time was Denley. Did you see the block by Denley? I think we might have caught a tail end of it here on the camera. I'm not for sure, but
right.
I'll tell you what, Denley just lit his guy up and sent him flying back 5 yards.
It was an excellent block on Denley's part, as you mentioned. I picked it up. I didn't know if the camera had it in angle view or not. Major assessment of some 15 yards being marched off against the Panthers here. French Camp Academy losing on the scoreboard and losing their composure as well. Vardaman 50, French Camp 7. I think we can allude to what David Barnett touched on in the first half of play. French Camp's not used to seeing this caliber football team. And these Rams are really taking it to them here tonight. First and 10 will go Vardaman from the French Camp 15-yard line. This is Trent Edmondson with the carry up the middle there on the right side. Trent is a running back, 150-pound junior.
Stopped by Terry Ward.
Pick up a 5 yards, bring up a second down here, and 5 to go for the first.
You know, exactly. You saying it fell apart here in the second half, but I really think it fell apart at the ending of the second quarter for the Panthers when they started getting all the penalties, and even the coach got a penalty on it, so it really got to their head mentally. And then Vardaman, the team they are, took advantage of that and just rolled on from there.
West with a give to the tailback, and this is Greg Horton with the carry. It's going to be hit down around the 13, 14-yard line. Minimal gain on that carry. Crockett with a stop defensively for the Panthers. Pretty good stop on his part. Make up a third down here, and maybe 7 to go for the first.
Exactly. You're probably going to see it might be a pass situation here. They might just try to keep it on the ground, let the clock run. And so that's going to end out the third quarter here with 3 seconds to go. 50-7 is your score, as Mitchell alluded to earlier. Vardaman easily in control here, and we'll take it to a break. You're watching TV7, Bruce, TV 34, Calhoun City.
Back to action here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Rams very much in control of this one. 50-7 your score. Vardaman with possession will be third down here for Vardaman, about 7 yards to go. Operating from inside the 15-yard line of French Camp Academy. Pass over the middle is going to be incomplete. Just off the hands of Tony Shaw. Shaw had a shot at it there. Could not haul it in, however. Bring up your fourth down here, and again 7 yards to go for the first.
Yeah, that's a good play right there by Vardaman. Just a good little quick out and then in. It's a little post or slant route that time by Vardaman. Just letting just one step too far, and he wasn't able to pull it in. Nice try that time by Shaw, but I believe it's going to send in Guerrero to attempt the field goal.
It will be the case. Give Guerrero a shot at putting up 3 points here instead of the extra point. Should be interesting. The hold is going to be, well, let's see what they're going to do here. They're not going to be the call. They're going to want a timeout, I think. Timeout will be the call.
Timeout, Rams.
11 minutes, 15 seconds remain to be played in the fourth and final quarter. 50-7 your score. Adam, what do you think about some ACC action tomorrow? Dave Dre and I talked about it earlier in tonight's game.
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody better take advantage of it tomorrow. You'll hear me cheering for Ole Miss tomorrow, as I hope and I figure they'll pull out a win. It's hard. I believe they're playing under the lights, and Ole Miss has a pretty good record against LSU under the lights. Then you have Alabama and State. And I heard DeBow say he's had one of the worst practices he's ever seen as a college coach. So, I don't know if that's going to allude to what's going to happen on the field, but I like to see State come out in that one and keep their hopes for the SEC West alive there. Then you got South Carolina and Florida. And, it's played in the swamp. But tell you what, I've liked Lou Holtz this year, and I'm going to go with Lou Holtz there. As I believe South Carolina's going to come up with the upset. It's going to be a pretty good ball game. It's going to be close either way. And then who's Georgia got?
We'll check it out here. Georgia, it will be facing Auburn, at Auburn.
That's going to be yet another good ball game in Auburn. But I want to say that's going to have to give that one to Georgia.
Okay, as Adam Gore was giving us his SEC picks for the week, David Ray was making some faces over here and pointing at his Gator jacket and all this kind of stuff, keeping us entertained up here in the fourth quarter here at Carterfield. The field goal attempt was unsuccessful. Score will stand Vardaman 50, French Camp Academy 7, with 11 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the contest.
And that wasn't Guerrero that attempted it.
That's right.
It was number 3.
And that's going to be Tony Shaw.
So Shaw was unable to make on his first attempt of the night.
First and 10 will go the Panthers, operating from around their own 20-yard line. Quarterback Will Jones puts a man in motion out of the backfield. Jones will pass back across the field. Ball is in the air. It's going to be intercepted. What a pick on a part of Travis Pratt, I believe. Travis Pratt picks off yet another pass.
I'll tell you what, we've seen him do that against Smithfield. Good concentration right there by Pratt, able to tip it up, and keep it to himself. We saw him do that against Smithfield, Mitch.
That's right.
Whenever we've seen him just double tip and take it back for a touchdown. Good job that time by Vardaman. Once again, making an example of why they're 11-0 this year.
Travis Pratt, the senior, 160-pounder, wide receiver on offense, DB on defense, doing a job that time, just keeping his concentration, coming down with a big INT for the Rams. First and 10, we'll go Vardaman from Panther territory around the 45, 46-yard line, threatening to add more points on the scoreboard here in the fourth quarter. 50-7 right now your score, with coming down to an even 10 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
We have a new quarterback in the ball game there, Mitchell. I'll let you give out.
Certainly do. Matt Long with the signal calling charge. This is Greg Horton with the carry. He's at the 35-yard line and just runs over. Will be tackled. A late hit there. Penalty marker down. Bradley Sanders, a little extracurricular activity. Yellow markers all over the field now.
He's gone.
Greg Horton.
The official said walked right over there to him and told him to go to the sideline. So I don't know if they're just telling him to go to the sideline and cool off, or if they just took and thrown him out of the ball game.
Well, I don't know, David Ray. And I thought a moment or two ago Keith Higgins for French Camp got ejected in the first half of play, but he got back in shortly thereafter. So we'll have to wait and see. As Bradley Sanders, senior 140-pounder for the Panthers, is off the field, across the way.
Well, his helmet has come off, so I don't know if that's just the coach's decision. I believe what the official did that time is just to get him off the field, get all the hot heads off the field. As this ball game, as you see, has easily got out of control here, 50-7. So we don't see anybody come up with little mad stuff like there, late hits and hits out of bounds and get people injured when this is the key part of the season.
Well, I think the Panthers, we're seeing the Panthers losing composure here. Like they're getting beat 50-7 on the scoreboard. They're getting ejected from the game. They're getting personal foul calls. You know, it's uncalled for. There's no sense in all this. 8:45 remaining in the ball game now. Again, this is Matt Long up under center. Inside give goes to Trent Edmonton. Penalty marker down once again. Can we have a play without a penalty? That will be the question for the rest of the evening.
I'll tell you what, this ball game's been stretched out forever, and I would love to see them stop throwing flags, because the more the flags they throw, the longer we got to stay here in this cold weather.
This is true.
I believe this one's going to be against Vardaman. Holding against Vardaman is the call, so this is going to be the second penalty of the second half against Vardaman.
That'll be a 10-yarder marched off against the Rams. Normally, Adam, we have a post-game interview or two, but we're even considering the possibility tonight of doing away with the post-game interview after the game. We'll pick a player of the game tonight. You, myself, and David Ray will all have a vote in this, but, we're talking about bypassing the post-game interview. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds good to me, too.
It's really cold up here, folks.
And there's really not that much you can say about a 50-7 victory. It's been the whole case with Coach Ray this year. All the thing you talk about is the game next week, and, we really don't know who they're going to be playing against next week. But as you said, if the game stays here as it should, and it will, Vardaman be moving on to the second round of the playoffs. As yet again, we have another flag on the play, and that's going to be, I believe, a late hit, as we have number 31 going down, and he's still down, sort of favoring his elbow.
Matt Long was attempting the pass that time. Could not come down with the catch. It was attempted it was thrown to Melvin Pierce. Pierce couldn't come down with a grab, I don't think.
And roughing the passer was the call. As it's called against number 2, and there he goes out of the ball game. And it's going to be ejected player number 3.
This is getting ridiculous, I tell you what. That was Crockett being ejected for the Panthers. I tell you what, if these Panthers don't stop getting players ejected from the ball game, they're not going to have 11 players left to play on the field in each play. I tell you what, it's getting ridiculous. It's gotten ridiculous.
It's either that or they're going to have more players ejected from the ball game and points they put on the board. So, that's bad either way you go.
Timeout charge to French Camp Academy with 6 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the contest as Vardaman 50, French Camp 7 with the Rams threatening from the Panther 12. Let's take a station break. You're watching Ram playoff action from TV 7, TV 34, your local sports connections. Back in a moment. Matt Long up under center now for the Rams. Other two-man eye. Pitch sweep on the left side going to Greg Horton. Horton's got some running room. Penalty marker down. He's in the end zone. 2 penalty flags down here.
Good grief.
Can we not get one play off, folks, without penalty flags flying everywhere?
If it's holding or something like that at this point in the ball game, you got
it is holding. They're calling holding against the Rams here.
You'd want to keep it. You want to see it still called a fair ball game.
Right.
Even though being a Panthers fan, you just watch. You appreciate these calls for the official, but being in the cold up here on top where we have no windbreak whatsoever.
Absolutely.
Tell you what, let these go. I mean, the ball game's already obviously won by Rams here, 50-7 with 6 and counting. The officials have gave permission to let the clock run.
Right.
So might as well just give them permission to let some of these calls go a little bit.
That's right. We've picked our players of the game, folks. We're going to co-MVPs. 2 of them. David Ray. David.
First and 21 for the Rams.
Tell everybody your pick for player of the game.
Well, I got 2 of them, Mitchell. I got Jason Mims, offensive player of the game, and for defensive, John Harden.
Well, we picked John Harden, and Jason Mims will be our offensive player as well. Co-MVPs this evening. Jason Mims, offensive, and John Harden, defensive for the Rams. Both played outstanding games here tonight. Pass on the right side is going to be intercepted. This is Josh Pfeiffer with the INT for the Panthers. He's going to be down inside his 5-yard line around the 3.
Tell you what, also going along there, we give credit to Travis Pratt also. He's played a great defensive ball game today with 3 solid interceptions also. So really, it's sort of hard to choose. We're sitting there thinking about one certain player as all these Vardaman rounds, which they've done all year. Everybody's played great together.
Right. You could just call out just about anybody on the roster tonight. They've all had some great input into this win. 50-7 your score. Clock continues to move. It's getting so cold I can't keep my lips moving, Adam. I tell you what, 4:43 and counting. It might not seem this cold down on the field, but up here on top of the press box, it is chilly, folks.
Exactly. I tell you what, you can tell by the flag looking over there. The wind's just steadily blowing in our direction.
Right.
It's been nonstop throughout the ball game.
Again, we have made the decision collectively as a broadcast team not to do an interview tonight after the game. Again, congratulations goes out to our MVPs of the game tonight. We've got co-MVPs in John Harden and
Jason Mims.
Jason Mims and John Harden, co-MVPs tonight. John Harden on defense, Jason Mims on offense. Jason Mims is a running back, sophomore, 185-pounder. John Harden is in the defensive secondary on defense. He's a junior, 175-pounder. So congratulations goes out to those 2 young men, Jason Mims and John Harden, co-MVPs tonight. Clock winding down to 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the contest. Give on the right side. Is hit down for a minimal gain. Clock continues to roll, thankfully, at 3.5 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Vardaman 50, French Camp 7.
Along with TJ Dowsett.
This one really was never in doubt, Adam, after the first quarter, I would suppose. Rams came out, established dominance immediately. Although, got to hand it to French Camp on some of the kick returns. They did start some of their series with excellent field position, but they weren't able to capitalize on the scoreboard.
Exactly. They did good on their kick returns. And it's just, as they talked about earlier, they hadn't seen a team like Vardaman. A lot of these teams, like we say, well, Vardaman hadn't played nobody this year. This is a good team. They got talent in all positions, and they got depth, which is going to be key.
Well, French Camp came in at 8-3 this year. They've won 8 games, lost 3. Of course, after 9 it'll be 8-4. But they know how to beat some people. They've won some ball games this year. And they were no pushover, but this just isn't a prime example of how strong of a solid football team Vardaman's got this season.
Exactly. You know, a lot of people overestimate the power of 1A. And right now, the Big Blue machine, you know, you have to give them credit. They've done this throughout the years. You know, you can't say, well, Vardaman has a good year. Everybody's saying, well, it's all Odie. You got a lot of talent out there on the field. You know, as you've seen, number 2, I can't remember quite his name. He's come in, and Greg Horton, you know, he's come in ball games, had great ball games himself this season after replacing Odie whenever they take and go and have big leads. So this Vardaman team, they got a lot of depth, and we'll be expecting this again once out on next season.
Oh, absolutely. David, I understand the Rams will be on the road next Friday night?
That's right. The winner of Smithville and where?
Smithville and Ware. We've seen Smithville. Have you seen Ware this year?
No, have not seen him. I had talked to Coach Bray earlier, and he said he has watched them on film, so they're going to be prepared either way they go.
Okay.
And then we will be playing them at Ware or Smithville, whichever one comes out the winner tonight.
Right. The Rams will be on the road next Friday night, as David mentioned, so I'm sure we'll have a crew out there to cover that game.
There's one other thing, too, Mitchell. You know, if we happen to make it to the third round, if Hamilton beats Noxapater tonight, then we will host the third round game here.
Well, that's good to know. We'll be back here in 2 weeks then, if all that happens. And if we win next Friday night, too. I mean, all that's got to happen, of course. Ball's going to be down around the 30-yard line. Clock continues to run at 1:56 and counting. Vardaman 50, French Academy 7.
Yeah, you know, looking at the records between Smithfield and Ware, I believe Smithfield finished, 8-3, and Ware 10-1. But either way you go, you know, Smithfield, I believe, lost their quarterback to an injury at the end of the season.
That's true.
And come up with some key losses, but you can't ever count out Smithfield when it comes to playoff time. You know, they just find some ways to step up, just like all the other teams. You know, they step up and play big when they have to, and they've done that late in the season with the loss of their starting quarterback.
That's exactly right.
You know, Mitchell, this team, French Camp, scored like 53 points last week against Greenville St. Joe.
Greenville St. Joe?
Greenville St. Joe.
Right, yeah.
They scored like 53 points, I believe.
Yeah, we were talking about that a while ago, David. I mean, French Camp, and they've won 8 games this year. Right. They know how to win ball games. You know, they were talking earlier in the year about Vardaman hadn't played anybody yet, but hey, this team, French Camp team, they're winners. They're going to end the season at 8-4. They've won twice as many as they've lost. So Vardaman's beat a pretty quality football team here tonight.
There's a lot of folks that looks back on the Smithville and Vardaman game, you know, as well as you know, as I know, that when Vardaman went to Smithville, they didn't play the first half. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the Smithville folks say. They're saying, you know, that they played the best game they could have played against them. That's wrong. Vardaman did not play the first half over there. They came back in the second half. It was like a whole new football team. They scored 20 unanswered points. Smithville didn't score another point in the second half.
That's exactly right.
Yes, absolutely. You know, we was there for that game, Mitchell, and, you know, I was wondering that myself. I was like, you know, everybody talked about Vardaman hadn't played nobody coming into that Smithfield game. You know, I believe Vardaman might have come in maybe a little nervous thinking that fact. But as you said, they really didn't look like Vardaman was seen during the first half, but Vardaman showed up the second half, as he says, shut Smithfield down and really just poured it on from there.
Oh, absolutely. Clock winding down to 5 seconds and counting. This one's in the bag, folks. Final score, Vardaman 50, French Camp Academy 7. There's a horn bringing to a conclusion the first round of the North Half Class 1A state playoffs. Vardaman would advance. Either they'll be on the road next Friday night, either at Ware or Smithville. And I'm sure we'll try to send a crew there, Adam, wherever they may be, to cover that second round game. And then, as David Ray mentioned a moment or two ago, they'll be back home the following Friday night.
Absolutely. If they're at Smithfield, I'll be right down the road there in ICC. So, you know, Bill, I'll be available for that. So I'll go ahead and put a little hint over the air where I'd like to go. Of course, if they're at Ware, I wouldn't mind traveling to Ware also. You know, we also have Water Valley and Calhoun City, which we heard the score on Calhoun City at halftime was not good in their favor. So we're looking at Calhoun City probably season over tonight. And, of course, they've had a great season this year also. So hats off to Calhoun City this year as Vardaman does advance to making it 12-0 in the season. So it looks like we might have Water Valley left over tonight. Of course, they had a tough game. And then after that, we also have next week Vardaman.
Again, congratulations goes out to Jason Mims and John Harden for the Vardaman Rams, co-MVPs tonight. They both played outstanding games. John on defense and Jason on offense as well. Final score once again?
They cleaned it off on us, I believe 50-7.
50-7 was your final score. As the French Camp Academy Panthers fall to 8-4. That'll end their season this year at 8 wins against 4 losses. And as Adam mentioned a moment or two ago, Vardaman will increase their undefeated season, 2-12-0 this year. We'd like to invite you fans to tune in next weekend. As we mentioned a moment or two ago, someone will be somewhere following these Vardaman Rams, and I certainly hope I'm in with the crew as well.
Absolutely. So I guess me and you've go ahead and put in our votes for where we want to be. And I tell you what,
David.
This team right here has not disappointed all season this year. As they come out, they've highlighted, and it's what I believe we said earlier, is really dominated each team they played. Take away the Smithville game, but Vardaman didn't play well that game. But either way they go, this Vardaman team, they're the real deal this year.
No question. And certainly want to thank David Barnett for helping out tonight with the color and commentary. And David, what are your thoughts about tonight's game and next week's game as well?
Well, Mitchell, it's something that I've seen all year long with this Vardaman team is they started out just a little bit slow, and they have started out slow on some of the other teams that they have played this year, but they kind of come together. They play as a team. It's not one individual out there that plays and wants to be a superstar. As you well know, there's some teams want to be that, and they want to have one player. This is a full team, man. I'm telling you. They play as a team. They're going to win as a team, and I don't think there's nobody going to be able to stop them. That's just my opinion, but I've seen some of the other teams play, and I don't think you can handle them. I really don't.
All right, that's your story, and you're sticking to it, right?
That's right.
All right. Final score once again was Vardaman 50, French Camp 7. For David Barnett and Adam Gore, this is Mitchell Johnson bidding you a very pleasant good evening from Carter Field. Rams advance.